is what you need. True crime stories, secrets they'll feed. Say that gossip and political heat. I said what I said, bring to me. Truth comes but we're never late, yeah. Diamond stories is our fate, oh no. But the progress that voices speak. Tune in now, indulge every week. Who's in the spotlight, who took the fall? We got the scoops, we cover it all. From high society to those who recall. I said what I said, stories that will enthrall, yeah. Truth turns why we're never late. Oh, no stone unturned, we're here to relate. Well, what's your name? Welcome to the channel, it's a bold streak. Subscribe and join the channel every week, yeah.
Well, hello, everybody. Yes, Penelope, we're live. How's everybody doing today? Happy Tuesday to the Truth Telling Squad. Hopefully everybody's doing okay today. And I hope you're having a wonderful day today. Today is Tuesday, so, you know, I guess everybody probably still maybe dragging a little bit at the end of the day, you know, because, you know, it's Tuesday. And most of the time on Tuesdays, you know, you're just really kind of getting over Monday, trying to get over that first day back at work. And so Tuesday, you know, you kind of settling in, and then Wednesday is hump day, and after that, it's a smooth hill. After that, you know, you're getting ready for the weekend. So today we're going to talk about Rodney Hinton Jr. I'm just going to bring up a few documents about him and just talk about what the updates, what's going on with him. We're not going to spend too much time on it, but, you know, I've been kind of following this case. I'm interested in it. I probably, you know what the outcome is going to be, but it's still interesting to watch for me. I have a little small video about Puffy. And let me just tell you something about Puff Daddy. Puff Daddy case is just way too gruesome. And you know, if I say it's too gruesome for me, you know Puffy got to be doing way too much. One thing that I have noticed about his case, though, I've noticed that at the end of the day, yeah, he may have done these things or what have you. But in my opinion, they haven't really proven the case yet. And yeah, Cassie is the witness right now. And just from the few updates that I've been watching, in my opinion, and you can put it in the chat if you agree with me too. In my opinion, all they prove is just that he's a horrific person when it comes to being in a relationship with. She was afraid of him, but the way that the evidence is going at this point, it doesn't look good for Cassie, because she actually admitted that she was actually contacting some of these people to do the freak offs with. She admitted that she paid for, you know, some of the expenses for them to come to the house, and it just kind of make her look culpable of you know, of approving of what he was doing, even though, you know, she was a young kid. She was like 19, 20, you know, when all of this was going on, in her early 20s. Came from a teenager from 19 all the way up to, I guess, about 29 or 30. And, you know, she really was a young, you know, a young woman or a young lady. And at the end of the day, you know, as we all know, we don't really know much in our 20s. Our 20s is kind of fumbling around time. A lot of times when you're in your 20s, you're trying to figure life out. You're trying to figure things out. And I know she didn't have very much money, and her ambitions was to, you know, be in the entertainment business. And like so many others that crossed his path, you know, he promised that he was going to make her a superstar or what have you. But in actuality, all he did was just used and abused her. And when I say abused her, he really did abuse this little girl. And so, you know, I always say, I thank God that she got out of it. I don't know how in the world she survived all of this. I don't know how she was able to endure it all. But I take my hat off to her. She got to be a pretty strong chick to go through some of the things that's alleged against him if everything is true. And you know how I am. You know I believe it's true, and I know you're supposed to be innocent until proven guilty. But we've heard so many stories about Puffy over the years to where I'm inclined to believe that it is true. And I bet you this is just touching the surface of it. There's no telling what he did and who he did it to. And so she's like the only one that's brave enough to come forward to testify against him. And so, hey, kudos to Cassie, whether he be convicted or not. I salute her for just having the courage to even come and to even go against this machine, because Puffy is a machine. He's not like a regular ordinary person, not really even like an ordinary star. He have a lot of money. He's had a lot of contacts. He has a lot of power, and he have a whole machine behind him. He was paying police officers. Who knows if he was paying the judges, and had all kind of people working for him, bodyguards, goons, other people around him, other stars that surrounded him. The music industry, some of the record label companies that were sponsoring him. And then he had out other type of sponsorships, so he was he was entangled with a lot of high powered people. And most of the time, we know how these high powered people are. A lot of these high powered people are just crazy. They do all kind of unorthodox things. Um, and in my opinion, a lot of times when you have too much money, to me, it just kind of make you, go crazy. It's like you have so much money, you just don't really know what to do with it. And I feel like that's the case for Puffy, and in what she's saying about him. That's what I feel like it is. And she's not the only one that's made complaints about him. It's several people has made accusations against Puffy, but nobody ever did anything about it. Nobody was brave enough to come forward. Nobody ever said anything. Yeah, they would, you would hear whispers and rumors, around town, or, around your community, around social media. But nobody really was brave enough to, hold his feet to the fire. So I salute her. And, she did sue him. And, we don't know what the settlement was, but we know that she sued him for $100 million. Now, whether or not she got that amount, I don't know, because it was undisclosed, and, they kind of sealed that. But he did pay her some money. I don't know how much he paid her, but from what she went through, she should have got every cent that she asked for what he put her through. And I'm pretty sure it's a lot of other people, that he did some things to. Um, but they haven't been brave enough to come forward. And so I just hope the case go in her favor. I do hope that he's found guilty, but I'm just skeptical. And we know how our justice system is in America, especially when you're dealing with a high powered person, right? A lot of times, the more people the less guilty you're gonna be. Okay, look at the person that's in charge of us. Look how many charges and accusations that he have against him, and nothing has really been done to him at this point. And yeah, he's supposed to pay this one lady over $500 million, but I don't even think he's paid that yet. Because I think he has that kind of tied up in court, trying to appeal it so that he don't even have to pay her. And so, it's just, America and I always talking about the justice that they have, but do we really have justice? Is there really justice, especially for the ordinary person? Okay, do the ordinary person really get justice? And a person of color, we sure don't get any justice. Like this little boy, Carmelo Anthony, the one that's in Dallas, Texas. He was defending himself. MAGA is all over this, and they, according to them, he took this little clear person out, so he's guilty in their eyesight. And if we would have flipped the script on that, then nothing would have been said about it. He would have went through the court system, and nothing would have been said about it. And so I'm just glad people are standing up for Carmelo Anthony, because he actually was defending himself. Okay, in my opinion, he was. Robert Hinton Jr. He has some circumstances. Okay. I'm not saying that it was okay for him to do what he did to the police officer by running over him and unaliving him, but I understand they took his son out, and come to find out, and I don't know if this true or not, but they were saying that the car that the that his son was in was just the car that he had that he was purchasing, but he didn't make the payment on it. And so from what I understand, and these are just rumors, because we don't have any documentation yet, so I have to call everything a rumor until we see it on documents, right? But it's being rumored that that was his vehicle. He was just behind on the payment, and that the car lot that he purchased the vehicle from was actually looking for the car, but let the news tell it he was in a stolen vehicle. Because that's how the news does. They paint us in a whole horrible light. They make sure that we get the worst end of the stick. They make sure that they're very biased when they report the stories, and they don't report them right. They don't report them correctly. I actually left Law and Order a comment about Robert Hinton Jr. and told them to stop being so biased when they're reporting the story, because it's little subtle words that they use to try to persuade the public and to make everybody appear that they're just extremely guilty or what have you. But if you're going to be a real news reporter, because I call social media reporters so just that, social media reporters, because we haven't went to journalism school. All we're doing is reading documents and trying to report the story to the best of our abilities. But people that's actually have a journalism license, this is what they've been doing for years. I hold them to a higher state. I hold them accountable more than I hold a social media person that's just talking about the news on social media. We don't know the proper etiquette in social media, and a lot of times in social media it's more of opinion than it is facts. um, and some news organizations do have what they call opinion correspondence, and some people get on there and they just give their opinion. They do have some facts, but a lot of it is opinion based, and a lot of times the public is not really clear, especially like with Fox News. You're not clear of who's a news journalist and who's just a pundit that's paid to be on the show to give their opinion and to discuss different issues, because a lot of times they make sure that they don't try to differentiate that for you. And if you don't really know if you don't really pay attention too much, you don't know which one of them are journalists and which one of them are just, reporting their opinions without all of the actual facts. But anytime, most of the time, though, the opinionated pieces, they have those pieces in the evening, and the people that actually report the news, most of the time, those real journalists report. They're normally on the morning shows and the afternoon shows, and then in the evening time, that's when you get the opinion uh, the opinion based pundits on and giving their opinion more than factual news. But anyway, let's go ahead and speak to the chat. I was just trying to give people an opportunity to come in, because the video that I have, both videos that I have, they're not that long of a video. And so, just to extend the time a little bit, and like I need some time extended, huh? Because you guys know I can talk, no matter if I have a video or not, I can do some talking. So I don't even know why I'm going that route. And if I have my panel up here, we're definitely going to be doing some talking. But I do plan on being out of here about no more than 5:30. So let me just go ahead and speak to everybody in the chat. And if you're just coming in, welcome to the I Said What I Said show. And thank you for being here today. So let me just go ahead and speak to everybody and check on and see how's everybody doing. So ain't no fun when the rabbits got the gun. Thank you for being the first person here. And also too, let me apologize for changing my time. What I did was when I was getting my show together, I noticed that I had an update that I needed to do. And I don't know why I be doing this kind of mess, but I'm just not on my computer like that all the time. I know a lot of people stay on their computer, but when I'm on YouTube or when I'm watching something on social media, I normally watch it on my television. I don't watch it on my computer. So I noticed that I needed some updates, and y'all know how I am with my computer and these updates or what have you. So once I did the update, of course, the computer wouldn't come back on. So I'm like, okay, here we go. But finally, it finished updating. I restarted it 2 or 3 times, and now it's back on. And I don't even know why this computer acting all ghetto fabulous, because this computer is not even 6 months old yet. You guys remember when I purchased it? I think I bought this computer what, like in March, when I first started doing commentary. So the computer is not that old to be showing out, and it could be user error. I'm not gonna, count that out, because it's been a minute since I've worked on the computer. It's been almost a decade since I've actually worked on the computer on a daily basis. So it could be a little bit of both. I don't know, but here we are, nevertheless, and thank God it worked, and thank God we're here. So so we have, like I said, ain't no fun when the rabbit have the gun. Thank you for being here today. Hey, to you, Jay Blake, thanks for being here. You said, hey, I said what I said in chat, and ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun spoke to. I said what I said in the chat also. Hey, Cupcake, thanks for being here today. Thank you. Welcome, welcome. And Penelope, thank you for being here today. Yes, girl, we're live today. I think I answered that when I first came on. That was the first comment I saw when Penelope said we live. And I know it's unbelievable, Penelope, because I don't go live that often, and I can't make this a everyday thing or what have you. I mean, I could, but I don't want to be live every day. 2 or 3 times a week is enough for me. And listen to me. Thank you for being here today. Hope your day's going well. And Jay Blake say it seems like the having the escort coming across state line is going into the trafficking charge. Yeah, it is, but you know, who did it? Or are you saying that since he took her over the state lines, it's considered trafficking? Because a lot of times I thought, from what I understood from the just hearing the commentary, a lot of times they would just call people whenever they got wherever they were going. Now I know some of the times I've heard that they flew people out of the country, or flew them around the country or what have you in his plane, or so on and so forth. But like, if you pay for an escort, is that really actually considered trafficking? So tell me in the chat who you're talking about with the trafficking portion of that. Are you talking about Cassie, or are you talking about someone else in that regard? And hey, SBK, thank you for being here today, sir. I appreciate you being here today. I'm pretty sure are you on your black job, SBK? Because normally you're always at work. And he's just speaking to the chat. Hey, Hassan Tahir Show, thank you for being here today. I'm doing great today, Tahir. How are you doing today? Okay, here you're answering my question. Listening while working. Yeah, you kind of work hard, SBK. No, I noticed you work day and night. So you like one of those guys that put a lot of time in on the clock. So go ahead and do what you got to do, sir. Hey, X2 complicated. Thanks for being here today. You said you're listening while you're working. I'm glad I can help you guys get through your workday. Hey, DD Phoenix, thank you for being here today. We got Al Diva 60 in the house. Thanks for coming today. Hey, Sunshine, thank you for being here today. Penelope say, ain't you retired? I am. So you can be here every day, laugh out loud, and I could, but I'm not. Penelope, I'm not on social media 24/7. I do have other things in life that I do, ma'am. But you're absolutely right. I can be here every day, but I don't want this to feel like a job, because, like you said, I am retired and I plan on doing retired things. Okay. So if I do it every day, then that makes it feel like a job to me. Okay. And I'm not trying to be bound down to no black job anymore. Okay. I did 37 years in the job market. So I think I done my time, sis. I really believe that. So trafficking, the escorts. Okay. Okay, I got you, Jay Blake. So you say once you cross the state lines, baby, that's the trafficking. Yeah. And you said possibly both the escorts and Cassie. Okay, I got you on that. But I see that's where I got a problem at, though, because if you're an escort and you're willing to go, is that really trafficking? You know, is that really trafficking? And you said Penelope say, or within state lines, because if you're an escort and and you're traveling across state lines and they're paying you to do all of this, so is it a job or is it trafficking? And Jay Blake say, I know that's right. I said what I said. So Jay Blake, I think you're retired too, so you understand what I'm talking about, right, sis? Yeah, when I'm not trying to make this no job. I'm really not. I just want to get on here and say what I gotta say when I want to say it. But um, if the audience demand, somebody email me and say, "Hey, can you do this? Can you do a show about this, that, and the other?" Then I try to accommodate people because I have had, special requests by email. Not very many, but I have had some. And my email address is on my homepage, guys. If you ever want to email me, send me some information about something that you want me to talk about, or something that you think will be a great story, or what have you, or pictures, or whatever it is. As long as we're keeping it cute and PG, I'm up for it. Okay. So Jay Blake say, I wish I was laugh out loud. I work from home. Well, keep working, sis. You'll get there one day. You'll get there. Anybody that's in their 50s, you guys are, you're on that downhill slope. It shouldn't be long if you in your 50s, especially if you've already did about 20 to 25 years. And hey, LC, thanks for being here today. How you doing today? Glad to see you, sis. So the first thing I want to bring up, guys, let me just bring up this one video I have. And of all people, guess who I found speaking on about the trial? And I gotta kind of agree with him. I'm not mad at him for saying this, because he could be right. He could be right about all of this. Yeah. So Jay Blake, you say you got 7 or 8 more years, girl. That time will be gone before you know it. Look at this year; it's already halfway over with. A lot of times we feel like these years are going by slow, but in actuality, they go by pretty fast, in my opinion. And that's even when I was working and when I wasn't working. Before you know it, after January, and by the time June hit, and which June will be next month, so hell, we halfway through the year at the end of the day. So time flies, and before you know it, you'll be I want to say walking across the stage, but maybe having a retirement party. Okay, maybe the family will throw you a retirement party. And I just thought about that. You know what? Nobody didn't even throw me no party, and I worked real hard day and night. For a long time, and I didn't even think about that up until now. So I'm gonna have to, remind them. Y'all know nobody didn't ever throw me no retirement party. But I think they didn't throw me a retirement party is because I had to quit working early, because I got ill, and I didn't actually retire until 7 years after I stopped working. Um, so technically, I went out on disability, and I'm still out on disability. But I technically retired officially, what, about 3 years ago, I believe. Yeah, it's been about 3 years since I've been technically um, retired from my job. So, but all the other times, it was like I was really still on the payroll without a lot of the perks and benefits, and without all my extra money that I used to make. And Jay Blake say, "What? They need to come on with it," in my Nesto's voice. And yes, they do. But I didn't demand it, and I didn't ask for it, or whatever. And Jay Blake, I be playing with my family too much, and sometimes they take me up on my offers, and sometimes they don't. Like I told my daughter, don't give me anything for Mother's Day, right? And then she brought all these gifts over here, and I got extra happy and real happy, because so I didn't know I wanted something. Yeah, I'm one of them type of people, hard to please. And so I thought I had everything that I needed, but she can always find some stuff, to buy me, because she's been knowing me, and she already knows sometimes when I'm talking, she don't pay me any attention. And I'm glad. I told her, I said, yeah, y'all know what? I'm glad y'all didn't pay me no attention. It do feel nice to get all these gifts, even though I told y'all not to buy me nothing. But I prefer my kids not spend a lot of money on me. I want them to spend their money on them, and take care of themselves, because if they take care of themselves, that means they can stay out of my pocket. Okay, that's really the goal at the end of the day. I be trying to keep them out of my pocket. And LC say, it was a need for your studio. It is, LC, if I go on camera, but I ain't going on camera yet. But she said she gotta get me some hair and all of that. I'm not quite done. And I also have to figure out how to work this new microphone, because I haven't it's like it's on, but when I'm listening to other stations or what have you, I can't hear anything. So I don't know if I'm not doing something right. And I told her I was gonna research it, but girl, I ain't tried nothing, because I got these other headsets, and you know how folks is. If it ain't broke, you don't fix it. And so that's really, to me, that's just the extra gadget. And so since I got my other headsets, I'm not that concerned about it. Jay Blake, you're the same way. Yeah, yeah. You want your kids to, be able to take care of themselves and not spend their money on you. Even though I didn't act like that, I still spent a lot of money on my mom. But yeah, it's just something about me. I don't know. I have a problem with accepting gifts. I always give. But when somebody want to give to me, it's real hard for me to accept it, believe it or not. So it's crazy. So LC said headphones for sure. Yeah. And I don't know, LC, this may, and that, you know what? I'm gonna hit you up on IG LC, because you may could give me the answer to this. Okay, about this microphone, because I think you have a microphone with your setup. And so maybe you can help me, and maybe I need to just Google it. I'll get around to it. Let me just put it that way. So Jay Blake say, I give more than receive it. And I do too, Jay Blake. So I'm pretty sure it's like that for you too. I'm sure it's when you give a lot, it's very hard for you to receive anything. It really is, when you such a giver. And I'm not trying to toot my own horn or what have you, but I'm normally, on the giving side and not the receiving side. And even like when people try to send me a cash out, I'm not that familiar with receiving cash outs. I know how to send one though. You can rest assured of that, because I've sent out a few. But when it's time for me to receive a cash out, I'm kind of green at it, because I don't receive very many of them. Hey, Miss Red, thank you for being here today. So guys, let's take a look at this video here with Suge Knight, and I want you guys to put in the chat if you agree with him or not. I kind of agree with him. I'm gonna say I 85% agree with Suge, with what he got to say about P. Diddy. And this is really going to be the only piece that I'm going to do on P. Diddy, because like I said, Buddy doing way too much for me to be talking about. It's just too much. And I'm not traumatized by it. I'm more disgusted by it than anything. Okay, not traumatized, but disgusted.
I don't think Cassie is in a situation where she has to lie. I don't think she's in a situation where she got to be worried anymore. I think she's in a great place with another baby on the way. And I still feel that Puffy's gonna be all right and have a fair shot at it, because Puffy he's not a dummy, and I'm quite sure somebody's gonna talk to those jurors and convince one or two of them, and that's all he needs is one. So at the end of the day, it's gonna be a real exciting situation, but I think he's gonna be all right.
Sure. Do you think he's gonna be all right because someone's gonna tamper with the jury? Is that what you're trying to say?
He got enough influence, and I'm quite sure, don't seem like the prosecution is that bad against him. Don't seem like I think he got some favors with the government. I think they're going to show him a little leeway. It might not seem like it when it's all said and done, but I don't think he has nothing to worry about. I don't think he's worried, because he's going to be federal. And if he gets convicted, Trump's going to pardon him. So what's the worry?
You think the President of the United States would pardon Sean Combs for sex trafficking?
Shit, he pardoned Michael Harris, who allegedly killed a Jewish teenager, or had him killed. So they don't care about that. It's all about, what's in it for the long run, and what the bucks say, and what the power of the people want.
Suge, I got to tell you,
Trump's not scared.
I can't argue with your eyes on the situation, because you lived it and you understand the dynamics. And I appreciate you going through all the hoops to call us and weigh in on this. If you're mentioned again, or there's something that seems to be in dispute that you would understand, I hope you're okay if we try to come back to you for your perspective.
You always come back, man. You got a great employee. She's a great person. You're a great person. I support you guys. And I got great people in my life, and hey, God's the best. Thanks again. Thanks for having me. If the Menendez brothers can get out, Suge Knight should be out first. But I got to get Jericho. No, I got attorneys.
All right, Suge.
Bye.
I appreciate you, and thank you very much for calling in. Take care. I'll tell Dusty you said hello.
Oh, listen to Suge being optimistic. Now, who the hell tapped him on the shoulder and asked him to call in? And thank you, News Nation, for that news report. Okay, so I got to make sure I give them their props. But who don't tap Suge Knights on his shoulder and ask him to weigh in? I guess News Nation did, you know. And so, what do you guys think about that? What do you think about what he said? I feel like I feel like that Suge is a little right about this. Now I don't know so much about the partying part. It depends on what Puffy have on Agent Orange on whether or not he's gonna get pardoned, or you know, instead of getting that pardon, he might get Jeffrey Epstein. Okay, so that can hold true also. And hey, Lady Janice, thank you for being here today. Hey, Sherry, thank you for being here today. I appreciate you ladies joining the chat. But what do y'all think about what Suge Knight said? Because to me, you know, like I was explaining to you guys earlier, um, it just don't seem like that they're putting on a you know, it don't seem like they're putting a case on like they should be putting it on. And I don't know if the people are just not reporting it the correct way, because you know we can't get any documents, we can't get any audio, we can't get any video, so we can't know for sure what's really going on. All we have to just go about the accounts of what everybody is saying. And a lot of these people that's inside the courtroom, they know how to report it accurately. I don't see any reason why, you know, they would make any changes to what is really going on in the courtroom. You know, some of them are able to give you play by play on this. So, but it should right though. Are they putting on a good defense? Is the prosecution putting on you know, do they have enough evidence? Are they doing a good defense for this? Um, will Agent Orange eventually, you know, pardon him in case if he do get indicted, because it is a federal case, and he can pardon him because it's federal and not state. So what do y'all think about that? Because like I said, the case, and like he said like he said that they don't seem like the government don't seem like they're going very hard on Puffy. And it seemed like the evidence that they do have, it's like they're telling us a lot about what he's done with his sexual activity and what he's doing in the bedroom. But it the way that they're putting it out there, and are they focused too much on the acts and not the coercion portion of it? Like, are they gonna have like an expert? They need an expert to tell them about Stockholm syndrome, because Cassie did say that she didn't want to make him mad, so she would just, you know, basically go along and do whatever it is he wanted her to do, just so that he won't be mad. And as a woman, we know that a lot of times when you're in that type of situation and you know that you might get bopped upside your head, then it's better to go along to get along, right? So that you don't have to worry about pissing this dude off and potentially having to have a fight with him, getting beat up or whatever it is that he was going to do to her. Instead of taking the physical pain, she just went along with him just to appease him, just so that she didn't have to have an argument with him. And it's a lot of women that do that. And it's women that do, go along to get along just to keep the peace in the house. And I'm sure that's what she was doing, just to keep him off of her. So Jay Blake says, so basically money would get him out. Of course it will, Jay Blake. Of course it will get him off, out, off, however you want to characterize it. Yes, ma'am. Money talks and BS walks in a lot of cases. Okay. And at the end of the day, Buddy got so much money. We don't know who else is that's in power, that's involved. And this is just allegedly in a conspiracy theory, but he could, he has the potential to even pay some of the jurors off, or the judge. Who knows? And you never know, because it has happened in the past. It's not like it's a foreign thing that can't happen, because that have happened in some cases. So you never know what's going on behind the scenes. I'm just saying. Sherry say, Jay Blake, yes, that's exactly what it means. Exactly, Sherry. Sherry know exactly what I'm talking about. It means that money will buy him a pardon also. And we already know we got a very transactional president. He throw him he buy one of them coins that he got going on, and he could potentially buy his own pardon. Okay. Yeah, Ship Night. Ship say if the Mendez brothers been getting out, so he need to get out too. So he looking for his day of Suge say he looking for his day of freedom also, you know. And that's one thing I don't like it when they pardon or some, some of these people. If you've done a horrific crime, I think you ought to do the time. Okay. And Suge wasn't no, he wasn't no angel when he was out here. So Sunshine say I don't support him, but the state let a lot of salacious stuff about the let a lot of salacious stuff about the case out to the media before the trial, and they did. It's like they kind of tainted the trial before it even got started, Sunshine. So we knew what to expect. Hey, Rat, thanks for being here today. And Penelope say, isn't this the first case of many? He's on trial for sex trafficking. Well, for the I don't know about the other cases as far as being in the public, but this is the only one that I know about. And are you talking about Puffy, or because I've said something about Puffy, Suge, and Mendez brothers and Agent Orange. So put down there who it is that you're talking about. But you saying isn't this the first case of many? He's on trial for sex trafficking. I don't know that he's on trial with anybody else for the trafficking. If anybody else knows something about that, put it in the chat because I'm not aware of it. But I don't keep up with Puffy like that either. I'm only just discussing this because Suge made the phone call. I'm not really even trying to, spend too much time on Puffy because I think he's despicable, disgusting, and everything else in between. Sherry said, I think they are laying the groundwork first. Also, it's good that they are getting Cassie out of the way. It's seeing that she is 8 months pregnant. Yeah, I heard a baby was supposed to be due June the 1st. So I guess they would have to start out with her, Sherry, so that she can testify. What is Puffy actually being charged with? I know he's being charged with trafficking, and I don't really know, Lady Janice. Like I said, I've been kind of watching the trial, but I haven't heard any. I think you probably maybe need to go to Pam Esquire's channel because she's covering it also, and maybe she can break down, or either Dennis. Both of them are covering the child, so you may can go to one of their channels and see what the extra charges are, because Lady Janice, I'm not paying attention that much. After I heard what I heard the first day with all the despicable stuff that he was doing, baby, I wasn't that interested. And when people are kind of going over it, and I think Lady T-Bug went over it also. I don't know if she read the charges or not, but I think she got some paperwork on it too, Lady Janice. So you may want to check her live out, because remember, we've been going over it for 2 days. So check out Lady T-Bug's live. Check out Sunday and Monday, and maybe she have the charges on there. I'm not sure. Hey, Victor DeVale, how you doing today? And thank you for joining us. And Jay Blake say, Penelope, not many people have come forward, right? I know it's been a lot of accusations, Penelope, but not nobody has come for. I haven't seen him going to court, for anybody other than this case. And the focus seemed more on his sex life. The defense would definitely turn that around. Yeah, that's what it seemed like the focus is to me too, Sunshine. It's like they focusing more on the sexual part of it more than anything. Suge Knight said that he think one of the jurors would get tampered with. Yeah, that's exactly what he said. And it can happen. This is America and everything is for sale. Okay. Including that man that's at Pennsylvania Avenue. It's complicated to say, in my opinion, I think the prosecutors are building their case. You guys think they're building their case? Well, they need to come on with it then. Hey, Mistress Monica, thank you for being here today. Hey, Miss E, thank you for being here today. Hey, a Brilliant, thanks for being in the chat today. I appreciate everybody showing up for me. Lady Janice say, okay, she got it. Okay. So, hey, Muffin, thank you for being here. LC say defense can't go in on Cassie because of her expecting. Well, why not? LC, is she a witness? I mean, all is fair in love and war. She's up there, she's talking, and if she can go on for the prosecution, why can't they go in on her? That's not gonna make her go into labor or what have you. Just reliving the case alone will make me go into labor, baby. And LC say I'm a pass on Dennis. Well, I just know that he's in New York. I'm not, advocating or not. It's all a matter of choice. But like I said, I think Lady T-Bug went over the charges herself. And like I said, even when she was going over them, you guys, I probably was busy and wasn't really paying that much of attention because to me, Puffy is a despicable, horrible person. He's a monster, in my opinion. Muffin says she just closed crosses tomorrow on Cassie. Okay, so she just finished with her part with the prosecution, huh? And Lady Janice say, I will no to Dennis and yes to Pam. Y'all crazy. Hey, Blue, thanks for being in the chat today. Journey Miller, thank you for joining us today. Today was just as bad as yesterday. I know, Vicky, I saw some of it. And so that's why I was like, I really can't do it, guys. And like I said, I am not triggered by this, but just the despicable things that he had that little girl doing, it really it makes me mad for what he did and how he took advantage of her vulnerability and her youngness. That really made me pretty mad. And he knows she was powerless, and that's another thing, So I don't like that kind of mess. Sunshine and Rain and Gordon, thank you for being here today. Hey, how you doing today? And Elsie say, some for me, ha 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 for me. Same for me, Lady Janice. No to I'm not finna read that. Hey, Reef and Buff's mom. Well, he is boots on the ground, so I'm just saying. Not that I'm advocating, because I ain't going over there myself personally. Hey, cross country cruiser, thanks for being here today, sis. Hey to you, uniquely Sonya, thank you for being here today. You said I'm surprised Cassie is not. I'm surprised Cassie is even able to have a relationship with a man after dealing with Diddy. Girl, say that one more time for the people in the back of the room. Because personally, child, I would still be in therapy. Okay. Try to get my life back together. Like I said, she a strong sister. She really is. And I'm surprised that she would want to be in a relationship and done had 2 or 3 kids, on her 3rd child. So I guess it didn't affect her that much. And maybe, sometimes, a lot of times when you go through trauma also, sometimes that stuff just be suppressed, Sonya. Sometimes you just kind of keep it's like you know about it, but it's not on your subconscious, and you suppress it, and then all of a sudden one day it just all comes out. And maybe that moment haven't happened for her yet. Maybe she's still kind of keeping it suppressed in her mind, knowing that this case was going to go on. So she, but even with that, she still had, like, this is her 3rd child. So it seemed like she was trying to just, in my opinion, she just tried to move on and push on. And I hope she's in therapy, because that's not going to work. Okay. After you don't went through something this horrific, you're going to have to get some help. You're going to have to talk to somebody. You're going to have to get this stuff off your chest, or it's going to show up in another way later on. Now, I don't know when and how, but it will show up if you don't work it out. And Penelope says Sean Diddy Combs is on trial for federal charges, including racketeering. Okay, thank you, Penelope. Here y'all go. Here are the charges: racketeering, conspiracy, sex trafficking, and transportation to engage in prostitution. Okay, their charges go for whoever asked for the charges. And Lady Janice said, I'll be late coming to Lady T-Bugs. I'm trying to do better. Oh, it's okay. Hey, we count it all as joy, Lady Janice. Whether you live or whether you replay, YouTube count it all. Okay, so it's all good with us. Victor the Bell said he basically was a trafficking enterprise. Yeah, I believe that. And I guess with trafficking will come, the horrific behavior as far as the AB of a person, because that comes with the trafficking and the power dynamic and all of that. And so Sunshine said, I said what I said. I agree. I exited Puff News before the trial even started. It's draining to me. Yeah, I don't want to hear something like that. Too much for my young ears, Reef and Muff too much for my young ears. And I've been kind of, I'm not saying that I'm staying wholeheartedly away from it. I've been listening to a little bit of it, but good God Almighty, that poor child went through. I bet she probably felt like she was living in hell when she was living with this dude. Penelope said, I think this is just the ex trafficking case. Okay. Vicky says, so she apparently got 20 million, would have asked for more. Is that all she got of that 100 million that she asked for, Vicky? Was 20? Penelope say, but I don't know. And Reef and Must Mom say, we're holding hands with the past, LC. Right. Cassie definitely deserved more than 20 million. She sure do. She really deserved his whole bank account, in my opinion. Lady Janice say Puffy been a monster. I can't stand him. Right, been one. Lady Janice, we're around the same age frame. We've been hearing about this guy since the '90s, the early '90s, that this guy been doing all of this crazy crap. I remember watching MTV and watching them, show the camera at some of his parties and stuff, and talking about, thinking to myself, "Oh, I wish I could be at one of Puffy White parties," and I'm glad I wasn't there, child. You got to be careful for what you wish for. Okay, I'm just saying. Sunshine say, Reef and Muff's mom, exactly. Too much for my Virginia ears. Yeah. And these are older women saying this. We're not even young, and it's too much for our ears. I just don't want to envision it, and just have to think about it. So LC agreed to it's too much for her. Psycho Bonnie, thanks for being here. You say yes, you're at your black job. All right, girl, go ahead and do your thing. Get your black job. And just turn it down low so they can't hear me talking. Hey, Thrive and Glow with Joe. Thanks for being here today. Reef say I'll be open the doors, getting to a couch if a quarter of that happened to me. Exactly, Reef and Muff's mom. Hey, Friday Child, thank you for being here today. Enjoy speaking to everybody. Jay Blake say the way she talked today about mouth sores, I know. UTIs, soreness of her body from all the pounding. Oh Lord, have mercy. Let me finish that up for you, Jay Blake. Have mercy upon her soul. Okay. And then like a 4 day at a time, that's just too much. Lady Janice say if he was her protector, she may have become emotionally attached. His protection of her. I don't think he was more of a protector. He probably was just protecting her, really protecting his own interests so that she wouldn't get with nobody else. That's what I feel like he was trying to do. Make sure that she gonna just stay with him and don't get with anybody else. Like she tried to, and he stopped her whenever she did try to leave. He stopped her in her tracks. So Vicky said, I know I go through moments of PTSD, especially when it comes to intimacy. Exactly, Vicky. She's having those babies to make up for lost times, and her husband has been a support too. I understand that. I understand that totally. But I don't know if I could even have children or even want to, be with a man point blank period after something like that would happen to me. I just don't know because I'm just talking on the side of my mouth. But I just know it would take me a while. I know that much. Jay Blake say I can't only take it in doses. Exactly, Jay Blake. And that's what I'm basically doing, kind of here and there and in and out, off and on people channels or what have you. And Sunshine says she went through hell with gasoline draws on. She basically did, Sunshine. You're absolutely right about that. Oh yeah, thank you, Psycho Bunny. Yeah, y'all hit the like button. I forgot to even tell you guys that, but you guys already know that. Y'all know the housekeeping rules. But just in case you forgot, please go ahead and hit the like button. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, consider subscribing to the channel. We have a good time over here. Vicky said I would have asked I would have asked for all of the profits for the time I was with him. Exactly. Exactly, Vicky. Lady Janice said, yes, ma'am. You look at Puff and see Satan himself. Yeah, he looked just like Lucifer to me. Jay Blake say, I've never been a Puffy fan with that toothpick in his mouth all the time. Just disgusting. Hey, Jackson Tabasco. Thanks for being here, sis. And Friday Child say, I can't follow the case. It's too much. Y'all tell me what happened. Really, that's what I'm waiting on Lady T-Bug to tell me what happened. And Vic to the Veil when she come on the panels. And like I said, some people been kind of covering it, and they covering it like in bits and pieces. And so like I'll catch a news clip or two, but I haven't just sat down and just like watch one person, because some people are covering it all day, right? I'm not doing that. I can't do that. That's too much for me. Now, if it was Buckwheat's trial, I'm tuned in, baby. I'm gonna be tuned in to that trial, and I'm curious to see what he gonna have going on with his trial. Hey, Karen, thanks for being here today. And so Cassie asked for 30 million. Excomplicated, y'all. I thought she asked for 100 million at first. And maybe somebody had just made that. Maybe that was a conspiracy theory, and we just, kind of ran with that. But I thought it was 100 million at first. And we just didn't know how much she got, but that's cool too. Hey, Sanders, thanks for being here today. Okay, let's see. Muffin say, "Oh, Dirty Diddy can rot in jail." In my opinion, that part, mine's too. Muffin. I meant Cassie becoming emotionally attached the man who protected her. Yeah, Lady Janice, it's kind of like Stockholm syndrome. So that's why come I said it may not have hit her yet. You know, she may have suppressed everything, and like even when that stuff was happening to her, she said she was drugged up, right? So she may have been having like out of body experiences, like let her mind wander somewhere else while all of this stuff was going on, so she didn't have to sit there and endure it in her mind. So, and it could be just suppressed deep off in her mind, and it happened for a long time, you know. And so she could be just, highly traumatized. And like I said, if she's not getting any help with that, which I feel like she is, but if she's not, it's definitely going to show up later on. And Sherry said, I wasn't into him, something about his performance at the award show when Biggie unalive seemed inauthentic to me. He thrived of Biggie's death. And he did. And I remember exactly what award show you're talking about, Sherry. I know exactly what you're talking about. I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't have something to do with him and Tupac, in my opinion. And him, Suge, all of them. It's like when people want to leave them, then they ain't not here no more. And let's not forget Clyde Davis. People don't want to be with him no more, or he want their royalties. You have to be careful when you messing with high powerful people, because you never know what they're gonna do to you. And I even throw Michael Jackson in that bunch. When Michael Jackson bought the Sony royalties, it seemed like that's when he became a target, in my opinion. First they said that he was messing with the children. They had him on display on court. They couldn't find him guilty then. So then when he got ready to do his last concert, he didn't make it through. So I don't know. So Jay Blake say because he definitely didn't support her music career. Who music career did he actually did support? And the ones that he did support, Jay Blake, who actually made money off of him? Not even Biggie made money off of him. Biggie was actually having to go sign with somebody else just so he could make some money. Puffy really just enriched himself, and he reminds me of the old music, the people that used to do music back in the day. When they used to take advantage of you and take all your money. That's how he was operating, in my opinion. Now, I wasn't there, and I don't know. I'm not in the music industry, but that's what the streets saying. They saying that's the way that he operated. A lot of the artists are saying that about him. And Sandra say, I'm okay, LC, just keep me in your prayers. Oh, you got a torn ligament? Oh, Sanders, I'm sorry to hear that. In my left foot dancing. You was dancing? Girl, I know. Oh, I know that hurts though. I hope you feel better soon though, Sanders. And I'll keep you in my prayers as well, because I didn't know that had happened to you. Muffin say, no, she said she only asked for 30. Oh, okay, Muffin. That's cool. So tune in to Buckwheat like a hawk. Right. Yeah, we finna tune in to him in just a minute, Jay Blake. I'm just going through you guys' comments, and I'm almost done with them, and we'll get this call queued up and get started with Buckwheat and his shenanigans. Okay, so Complicated say, my prayers go out to Cassie and her family, especially her husband. Friday Child say, when you go through AB, sometimes your brain can shut off because it could be too much. Yeah, and I feel like that's probably what happened to her. That's why she was able to go ahead and have kids. Friday Child, I think she's suppressing that trauma. I really do feel like she's doing that. The whole industry is corrupt and is and always have been, Muffin. Lady Janice say Puff Def had Pac and Biggie on the live. I believe that. Nobody but him. Yeah, he the only one got money, okay? Everybody else is poor and broke. It was 30 million, but could have been more behind the scenes. Oh, okay, I got you. It's complicated. Alexa, play Dancing Machine for Sanders. Elle said, you are not right. Didn't this lady tell you she got a torn ligament from dancing? Elle said, you're so wrong for that. Okay, guys, so let's go. Let's talk about Rodney Hinton right quick. And let's bring him up right quick and bring up his video. Because Rodney said he got a lawsuit going on also. He said the people beat him up. Okay. He said they arrested him. And if you guys don't know who Rodney Hinton Jr. is, Rodney Hinton Jr. It's the guy who ran over the cop after the police unalived his son. They said that he was in a stolen vehicle and he started running away, but they said he had a pow and he was aiming at them in Cincinnati, Ohio, and they unalived him. And so the next day, his father, um, well, allegedly purposely ran over a cop that was directing traffic at a college, and unfortunately, the police officer didn't make it. Okay. And he wasn't really a real police officer. He worked for the sheriff department. And hey, always loving life. Thank you for being here today. And so, and his little documents is nothing but 5 minutes and then 5 pages. And we'll just briefly go over them to show you his lawsuit. And then we'll wrap it up with Buckwheat and his call. And Buckwheat call is only 15 minutes also. So it's not that long of a call.
Reporting live from Hypers Club in Atlanta for Hype Plus News, I'm Symphony. While the Diddy trial seems to be taking up everyone's attention, the trial of Rodney Hinton Jr. continues to gain added layers as the father who is charged with hitting a police deputy with his car the day after his son was killed in a police shooting. Headlines initially reported Hinton had filed a $25 million federal lawsuit claiming he was physically assaulted after police took him into custody on May 2nd. That lawsuit also states multiple officers were present for the hearing, which created an atmosphere of fear, surveillance, and intimidation. Now, if you remember earlier this week, a viral video would show Hinton would be accompanied by several white officers and one black officer. The black officer was celebrated on social media for not leaving Hinton in the custody of only white officers. Now, with more information, it's possible the black officer knew what happened on May 2nd and wanted to prevent it from happening again. A portion of the new lawsuit reads, plaintiff was subjected to physical abuse and courtroom intimidation in violation of constitutional protections. Defendants' deliberate actions caused plaintiffs severe psychological trauma, public humiliation, and emotional damage. According to NBC News, Hinton is suing for unlawful imprisonment, alleging he was detained unlawfully without due process and without a valid conviction. In addition, conspiracy to deprive rights, intimidation, and excessive force, emotional distress, and breach of oath of office were also listed in the suit. Now, out of the $25 million Hinton is suing for, $5 million is for compensatory damages, while $20 million is for punitive damages. That same source reports the state, the Cincinnati Police Department, and the Hamilton County Sheriff are named as defendants in Hinton's new case. Earlier this week, Hinton pleaded not guilty on 2 counts of aggravated murder, 1 count of murder, and 2 counts of felony assault. Now, in a shocking turn of events, according to local Cincinnati news, while news of Hinton's lawsuit immediately hit the internet, it was later cleared up that the lawsuit was actually filed on Hinton's behalf, not by Hinton himself. His attorney, Clyde Bennett, would reveal a woman from Georgia named Antoinette Holloway filed the suit alleging Hinton's constitutional rights were violated by claiming to be his next friend, which is just a legal term used when you are associated with someone. Bennett would say, I don't know if that person is a friend. I don't know this person who filed a federal lawsuit. Mr. Hinton didn't file a lawsuit. He didn't file a lawsuit. Now, Holloway's lawsuit features several incorrect statements, including claiming Hinton is currently being held in pretrial detention at the Hamilton County Justice Center, when he's actually being held at the Claremont County Jail. Local news would ask why someone would file a lawsuit on behalf of Hinton, and local attorney Jason Philbaum responded, either some type of social justice warrior that's trying to make a statement or two, you're trying to get a piece of the pie. It would soon be discovered that Holloway filed 11 other federal lawsuits in Georgia over the last few years, with the state of Georgia, the city of Atlanta, DeKalb County Police, and the FBI being a few named. According to Cincinnati News, all but 2 cases were dismissed. The 2 that weren't are currently pending. The same source would say a judge called some of the lawsuits frivolous, implying that the case may not have legs. The local attorney would also speak to the news platform, informing them on the possible results of the case. He said, the judge on his or her own could dismiss the case because it's not a licensed attorney. It's also possible the judge could put an order on that says you need to have a licensed attorney to accept this case, or it's going to be dismissed. Or the third possibility is the sheriff's office is going to file a motion to dismiss, in which you're going to see one of those two actions come from the judge. Typically, defense attorneys in criminal cases don't want civil cases involved because it opens them up to discovery. So, what do you guys think about this new lawsuit filed on behalf of Rodney Hinton? Let us know in the comments below. And stay up to date with the latest news and comedy by subscribing right here to our YouTube channel. Hit the bell and select all so you can receive notifications to all of our content and not just some. Check out Hypers Club for all your cool and original merchandise and content. And for our YouTube viewers, if you appreciated this update, don't forget you can send us a super thanks by hitting the button below, and you can tip us what you want to show your support. Reporting live from Hypers Club in Atlanta for Hype Plus News, I'm Symphony.
Okay, thanks Hype Plus News for that news clip and JRL Investigate. Look like he kind of remade the clip also. So I just want to make sure I give credit to both of them for the use of the content. So I'm looking at this. I'm looking at these comments about what Ebony is saying. And how is somebody from Georgia going to file a lawsuit all the way in Ohio, in Cincinnati, on Robert Hinton Jr.'s behalf? And so I think that's she didn't have an attorney also. So the choices that were made was that the judge could throw it out. The judge can ask them to get a lawyer. Which one y'all think the judge gonna do? Okay, I already know what the judge is gonna say. We're not taking this case because at the end of the day, they've already, in my opinion, they already done deemed this man guilty even before he go to trial. And I just don't think he have a chance at all. Puffy got more of a chance than Robert Hinton Jr. has of getting being found not guilty. Okay, when you do something to the blue like this, honey, you can forget it. You can forget it. So he's already doomed before he even gets started. And I do have the documents to that case. Let me pull these documents up right quick. Give me one sec here. Let me see if these are the ones. But I have I got the docs. I got the docs to the case, and let me try to make them a little bit bigger here. Give me a sec. Go back one. And hopefully you guys can see it. So you see where it say Robert Hinton Jr. is the plaintiff versus the state of Ohio, Cincinnati Police Department, Sheriff Charmaine McGuffey in her official and individual capacities, Hamilton County Justice Center, and John Does 1 through 10 official and individual capacities. So the civil action is 1.25 CV 298. So the first amended complaint for the declaratory and injunctive relief damages and constitutional violations. So they're claiming that the plaintiff Rodney Hinton Jr. and through his next friend. So they saying that this lady's his friend. Hey Ebony, thanks for being here. And through his next friends filed this first amended complaint pursuant to 42 U.S.C. 88 1983 88 not 88 and 1983 and 1985 3, the 13th and 14th Amendment to the United States Constitution and applicable federal and state laws and state as follows. Junction and venue. The court has jurisdiction. The venue is proper as the event giving rise to this action occurred in Hamilton County, Ohio. And let me see if I can, let me exit it, see if I can bring it up a little bit more. Oh, I can't make it go up and down. Let me get rid of this comment. Let me find Ebony here. So yeah, okay. So it's just giving us the plaintiff, which is Robert Hinton, and it's saying that the defendant state of Ohio is responsible for enforcement and oversight of criminal justice within its jurisdiction. Defendant Cincinnati Police Department is a municipal law enforcement agency who officer detained and assaulted plaintiff. Defendant Hamilton County Judge Center is the facility currently detaining plaintiff and responsible for his unlawful confinement. Unlawful confinement, okay. John Doe 1 through 10 are known officers and officials who participated in the plaintiff's unconstitutional detention, assault, and intimidation. So I don't know how she's figuring that he's been, and I guess she's saying that when he got beat up, so they found a place to beat him up or what have you, and so that's why she's saying that they was holding him unconstitutionally. The plaintiff was taken into custody by officers of the Cincinnati Police Department and has been detained without conviction or meaningful bond hearing. The plaintiff appeared visibly beaten during his arraignment, reflecting physical abuse sustained in custody. Multiple officers were present in court during plaintiff's appearance, creating an atmosphere of fear, surveillance, and intimidation. The process leading to and following plaintiff's arrest diverged from lawful protocol and reflected bias, retaliation, and systemic misconduct. Systemic misconduct. Defendants' actions violated plaintiffs' rights under the United States Constitution, including but not limited the 13th Amendment, freedom from involuntary servitude. Why is she saying that this man is being detained unlawfully? The 14th Amendment, due process and equal protection, um, deprivation of rights under color of law, and conspiracy to deny civil rights. I don't know where she's getting this from, because if you commit a crime in America, they can detain you and they can hold your bond. So that's why they said that some of the Fallon's is not correct and some of it is incorrect, because she can't say this. This is not this. What they're doing is not outside of the law. Is nothing new. And at the end of the day, is Buckwheat not in jail? He do have a bond, but at the end of the day, he can't afford his bond. And there are a lot of people that's locked up that don't even get a bond. So it depends on what your crime is. And if your crime is too heinous, they don't have to give you a bond. So that's not true. The plaintiff being held in a system designed to punish, degrade, and silence him without lawful adjudication of legal justification. The defendant caused plaintiff to be detained unlawfully without the process and without a valid conviction. And he's already been arraigned. He went to a bond hearing and he went to a pretrial hearing. So that's not true either. Conspiracy to deprive rights. And the first one was claims for relief and unlawful imprisonment. So count 2, conspiracy to deprive rights. Defendant knowingly and willfully conspired to deny plaintiff constitutional rights through intimidation, force, and unlawful detainment. Count 3, excessive force and intimidation. 14th Amendment, plaintiff was subject to physical abuse and courtroom intimidation in violation of constitutional protections. Now, I do say that there were a lot of people in court, a lot of cops, that was intimidation. So I agree with her on that one. Intentional infliction of emotional distress. Defendant deliberate actions cause plaintiff severe psychological trauma, public humiliation, and emotional damage. Count 5, breach of oath of office, constitutional malfeasance. Defendant as sworn public servants breached their oath to uphold the Constitution by engaging in unlawful, coercive, and unconstitutional conduct. Their actions were performed outside in the bounds of legal authority and in contradiction in sworn duties. And count 6 is violations of federal rules of criminal procedure. Defendant violated numerous provisions of the federal rule of criminal procedure, including Rule 5A, failure to bring plaintiff properly before a magistrate. Rule 5D, like David, failure to inform plaintiff of charges, rights, or release conditions. None of this is true. And Rule 46, failure to consider or offer bail. Bail was denied. And Rule 3 and 4, procedure failure in warrant and warrant arrest and processes. Arrest processing. These violations resulted in extend unlawful detention, physical harm, and constitutional injury. I don't think that's why come you need a lawyer, ma'am. I'm not even a lawyer, and I can read these documents, and you guys know I don't even read documents like that, and I can understand, and I can see y'all love the errors in these documents. So I think she's just talking out the side of her neck, and she must have drew this up at home, okay, or went to the library somewhere and got the format from online and drew this up herself. Rufford, the claimant, respectfully requests this court issue a declaratory judgment that the plaintiff's constitutional rights under the 13th and 14th Amendment were violated. No, they wasn't. Grant immediate injunctive relief to review and secure plaintiff's release pending lawful adjudication. Award compensatory lady, please. Award compensatory damages in the amount of $5 million jointly and severally for physical harm, emotional distress, and a loss of liberty. Award punitive damages in the amount of $20 million to punish and deter egregious misconduct by state actors. Award litigation costs under 42 USC in 1988. Grant such other and further relief as the court deems just, proper, and necessary to effectuate justice in this matter. Respectfully, this day of May, respectfully submitted this 9th day of May 2025, Antoinette Holloway, on behalf of the plaintiff, Rodney Hinton Jr., and I'm not going to give out his I'm not going to give out his I'm not going to give out the address or nothing like that. But this lady is tripping, and I don't understand why she did this. And like the lawyer said, it might be just somebody that's just trying to, make themselves relevant of the case. And that's what it looked like to me too. A lot of this stuff is not even legal, what she's saying. And none of his, in my opinion, none of his rights has been violated. Okay. None of them been violated at all. So she needs to quit with the cap. And I'm reading this chat, and let me just go through this and go through the rest of y'all comments and go ahead and get started with Buckwheat here. Let's see, where did I stop? I think Ebony. I know that's who it was. I think it was Ebony. I think I spoke to you. Always loving life. Thanks for being here. Hey, Ebony. You say Holloway, Georgia. Y'all thinking what I'm thinking? Ebony, what are you thinking? Listen, Linda. Miss Holloway can write a court case better than this. She's better than this. Okay, she's won court cases in the court of law without being a lawyer. So I think this is another Holloway. I do not think it's Holloway Kane. Now I don't think it's her. This don't look like her work at all. This looked like Lil Scooter's work, and probably maybe use Holloway's name. I'm going to charge it to that if I'm going to charge it to anything. Hey, Queen Black, Ebony, it does make you wonder. Yeah, it does, but y'all know April Holloway do better work than this. Y'all done seen this lady's work. She worked better than this. She better than this. She know how to word her documents, and she know how to write up a deposition, and this ain't it. This ain't her work. Trust me, it's not her handiwork. Sunshine say if she don't go sit down somewhere. Right. B. Williams, thanks for being here today. She said he knows he ain't going home. Exactly. Jay Blake say it's over for him. Yeah, because when you do something to the blue, you already automatically know they can do whatever they want to you. Now, if he hadn't did that to them, and they just ran over his son, and then they would have got off, that's all it would have been. It wouldn't have been nothing else said or done. Okay. That would have been it. That's all, folks. And holler at you. Hey, Nesto, Shackle, Shuffle, Walker, Shane. Thanks for being here today, sis. So LC say, see y'all later. We'll catch the rest on replay. Sending you good energy, Sanders. Okay, LC, we'll see you later. Hopefully I'll see you in Lady T-Bug's chat later. B. Williams say, it's giving Erica Kane, attorney at Unlaw. It's not giving me Erica Kane. To me, B. Williams, she do better work than that. I don't feel like that's her. I feel like that's Lil Scooter's work. See, that seemed like something Lil Scooter would do. aka Sonya. That seemed like her handiwork, not Erica Kane's work. Hey, Cotton Candy Curls, thanks for being here today, sis. Hinton isn't in a for a rough ride. Honestly, he is, and y'all saw those marks on his face. Remember, he was in a car accident himself, so I think she just kind of saw those marks on him and said that they did that to him. But in actuality, didn't the airbag deployed when he had that wreck? So he could have easily did that to himself when he ran over that cop. Okay, allegedly. Hey, Joseph, you said I'm here for all the tea. Hey, oh, I said what I said. Thanks, Joseph. I appreciate you being here. Yeah, B. Williams, very delusional. Sunshine say, all this sounds like you filed a lawsuit, and we all filed a lawsuit. Laugh out loud. Without even a lawyer, Sunshine. Hey, Keisha Marie, thank you for being here today. So B. Williams say, Little Scooter can't spell, comprehend half of those words. She might can, but she can Google them. But to me, it don't look like Miss Kane's handiwork. Miss Kane seems like she better than that. Little Scooter just coming into the room. Yes, ma'am, beautifully babe. How you doing today? Thanks for being here. So let me get y'all video up. Okay, so we're gonna bring in Darrell today, guys. Oh, bug-eyed Darrell. Darrell remind me of a hawk. I don't know what he remind y'all, but he remind me of a hawk just looking around, seeing who's going to and fro. Where's this video at? Let me bring it up for y'all so we can roast Darrell and Book. Hold on a sec. I didn't mean for it to start already. But here's old Darrell. He's at the jailhouse. He's gonna be visiting Buckwheat. And in my opinion, Darrell came down here to be nosy, and that's all, and that's it. Hey, Nola Brown, thanks for being here. Darrell didn't get no information. I think Darrell's wife, like I said before, I think Darrell's wife sent him down here to ask all the questions that he can think to ask, because sometimes when people tell you to go find out the information, you don't get it all, and you don't ask all the pertinent questions. But he asked all the questions that he thought he can remember that his wife told him to ask. So Darrell ain't want to be there at all. No, he didn't want to be there at all. Darrell really didn't want to be there. No, he sure did not. But his wife sent him down there, so here we are. Let's go. Let's get it. Checking out what he looked at it in his pocket. Darren looked like he do the yard at the church house too. I'm just saying, he look like the yard man at the church house. He might not do the yard work, but I think he oversees the yard worker. Make sure he's doing a good job. Darren, like, somebody come pick this thing up.
Hey, who you here for? Williams.
Darren got that FBI voice. Both Lady Janice, he can't. Nesto sent for him, and he wanted to come, and his wife told him to come down here and see what was up. Since they play like they was big baller shot callers. Make sure it's all true. Big say that ain't Darrell's first visit to the jailhouse. It ain't. He went to visit instead of talking on the phone, Lady Janice. Yeah, he had to come. Y'all think he trying to stick it to him? Big say, your mic is going in and out. Okay, let me pull it to me. Can y'all hear me better now? Uh, okay, so you say he does give law enforcement to me. Yeah, he look like the FBI. B Week. Here come Buckwheat. Here we go.
Good morning there, brother. Good morning. How you doing today? What's going on? Good, good, good. Couple issues that I got. Shirley they had confiscated our vehicles and stuff. I'm pretty sure she probably told you that already. Um, she didn't tell you that? Okay, yeah. So they confiscated the vehicles yesterday, and one of my white truck, I got to get it at the pound. So she already paid to get it out. So I was gonna go get my other the people to get it, but they don't know how to operate that stuff. And I probably had to get her to get a little runaround car or something to pay for that. And also, my attorney, trying to get him to come see me.
Vicky, did he even say hello? He got straight to being, yeah, they got my truck on it, and my wife, I already done paid for it, and blah blah this and that and other. He ain't telling me, hey, how you doing, kiss my butt or nothing, child. Just got straight to business, straight to begging.
He's already paid because I go to court again on the 30th, no, on the 23rd of this month. And when I went to court Monday, oh no, I went to court Monday, they gave me a bond, but he forgot to put the other charges run into that bond. So I got to get him to file a motion to get me back in to run that bond in so I can get out.
Mm-hmm.
So that's basically what's going on right now. So everybody else done, I can't really talk on the phones or none of that like I need to. So, like I said, she went and got her hair done, and they picked the car up when she was out of hair done. So that basically is with her. So she really don't have nobody else she can trust. So I told her I can call you, and I can trust you to help her out, do what she need to do. But I think she's gonna go back to her friends in California until I get out. But they put me on a leg monitor, and so I can't go back to Fulton County. But I can get out when I get on my bond to get a leg monitor to move to another county. You heard that?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's where I'm at right now. So I got a few little change I can work with to move around, but I had told her I need to talk to you first before I do that. To help her get a car or whatever. If she can't get a car, she have to go back to California and stay with her friend. But I might have to get you to pick my truck up and put it somewhere because I can't put it where she's staying at right now because they don't have enough parking. So when you do get it, you have to let it run for a minute before you put it in gear because you got to let the oil run around in the transmission. If it don't, it'll stay stuck for a minute.
It's a diesel, right?
Yeah,
Hey, Marjan.
Yeah.
Where is it?
It's somewhere. She got to tell you where it's at. It's here in I think it's around the corner from her, around about 3 or 4 blocks. I don't know, but she got the confirmation that it can be picked up. So she don't have nothing on her, nothing like that. I told her she can come see me, but I don't know how to do that. Here, I told her to talk to you about that. The foreman hire star to get a visit from here. So basically, she don't have. I can't contact with nobody that she know as her daughter. None of that. I can't contact nobody. That's in stipulation for my bond. Yeah. So right now I have 75, 98,000 on the bond, so that's 9,000 to get out. So I already contacted some bonds that will take my bond. It just I have 6 counts that wasn't added to my bond. So I have to get a lawyer to put that motion in 10 days so I can go back so he can add it on to him, but he hasn't came to see me in 2 months. So this is like my second lawyer right here. The first one was Jackie Patterson, so I fired him because all he wanted to do was get on Instagram and show his hat off. So I got rid of him, and then I went back to this attorney that I had when I got my Fed case, and they had to send me back to Kentucky to Cobb County. So this is the same one I had like 22 years. So he know that I haven't been convicted of nothing in 20 years.
Hi,
You
Shelly.
understand now? Okay, so that's basically what I got going on. So thank you for calling her right back.
You understand now? You understand? This fool got straight to the begging, talking about all his problems, skipping all around. Darrell looking like I have no clue what you talking about, and whatever it is you talking about, I'm not finna do none of this stuff. Darrell ain't asking no questions. He don't look like he interested. He's just sitting here looking like, what is this fool talking about now? That's basically the look he got on his face, in my opinion. And y'all killing me in these comments. I'm over here just rolling on these comments. Y'all crazy. Y'all crazy. Y'all crazier than me. Sunshine say he tried to wrap up everybody in this damn mess. And did. Darrell like, that ain't got nothing to do with me. Nothing, B. Williams. Look how Darrell looking though. Just with me stopping it right there. Look at his face. He look like he is so disinterested. And like, dude, I came up here to see if your butt in jail, to see if it's all true, and to see how bad you looking, to see if these rats been sucking on your head, to see if you been combing your head, see what you doing and what you not doing. Okay, that's all Darrell came up there for. He came up there just for the tea and just to be nosy. Psycho Bonnie said, you have no change to move around, Nesto. Right. Beautiful Maid say, instructions for the truck. Beautiful Maid. He got to tell everybody how to crank up this damn truck. And Darrell looking at him like, I'm not finna go crank up that truck. I don't know why you giving me these instructions. Yeah, Jay Black, he just nodding. Darrell just nodding, and he barely nodding. Karen say, when did Darrell become his daddy? I don't know, Karen. I have no clue. I don't trust nobody, and I told her I can trust you. Like, he act like he doing Darrell a favor by relegating Darrell these orders, giving Darrell these orders. He act like that's a favor to Darrell, you get the honor to do this, Darrell, And Sunshine say Darrell doesn't have shit to say. Exactly. Hey, I'm not Joe. Thanks for being here today. You love Buckwheat Chronicles. Joseph say Darrell looking like Nickel, please. Hell to the no. Exactly, Joseph. Darrell ain't finna do none of this. None of it. Lady Janice say, Nesto definitely can't read the room, because if he could, he would look at Darrell and say, never mind. I'm sorry for even having you come down here, partner. I'm sorry. Okay. Darrell say, Queen Black laughing with me, Queen Black. Nesto, you got too much going on for anybody to know where to start if they help you. Right, TB1, and thanks for being here today. He just started in with all these instructions, skipping around about his case, and just telling Darrell, he gets the honor of helping him and his wife out. And Darrell looking like, I don't even know you and your wife like that. I know of y'all, but I don't know y'all like that, man. And Sunshine say he is just listening, like Lady T-Bug would say. Exactly. I just listening. That's what Darrell say. Darrell say he just listening. And he's listening intently so he can go back and him and his wife can laugh about this. Okay. Psycho Bonus said Darrell ain't said a word. Ain't gonna say one. I believe Buckwheat asked Darrell to come and see him by the Buckwheat started. By the Buckwheat started the conversation. Oh, that's why he started the conversation, because he asked Darrell to come see him. He did. But Darrell said he didn't sign up for all of this X-Complicated. But he did. He told Shirley to call Darrell. Remember? Beautiful Maid just laughing. Queen Black said, Darrell is looking like I don't give a F and don't. Darrell can't wait to leave. Exactly. Keisha say he explains stuff so stupidly it makes you not want to help him. I got a bond 2 seconds later. I got 6 more charges with no bond. Ain't nobody trying to help you forever. Right. Nesto, you understand now? Yeah, it's understand. UNNA, Psycho Bunny, understand. You understand now? You understand what I'm talking about? You understand how to crank this raggedy truck up? X-Complicated say, Lady Janice say, I agree, X-Complicated. This visit seems like Nesto sent for him for whatever reason, and he did. Hey, Jackie Gates, thanks for being here today. You say Darrell is looking like, why did you call me to come down here? To get into any of this drama, don't want no parts of this. Right. Reef say weird and nosy. There you go, Reef's mom. That's exactly what he came down for. He came down to be nosy. And if this the second call, he probably said, I'm finna go down here and see what this food want and see how bad he looking. You know how we do when we're going to be nosy. Uniquely Sonya say, Nesto ain't even giving Shirley this much information about his charges. Right. Well, you know what, Uniquely Sonya, he tell everybody about the charges except for Shirley. The one that's paying for him, the one that could potentially help him get out. She the one who know the least. Okay. Penelope say he can't talk right now. He wants to. But Penelope, he never can talk right now. He can't talk too much on these phones. Can't talk too much. Yeah, rat sucking on his head. Yeah, I know Joseph, but that's what he looked like to me. Okay, he looked like he ain't. Yeah, I don't know why he didn't have little Scooter to buy him a pick to pick out that fro, because he look a hot mess. Nola say Darrell is saying I'm not the one of the two and get someone else to do it. Right. Friday say he makes sure to say Shirley didn't have anything to do with this. Did you hear that, Scooter? Right. Why you trying to implicate everybody? He should have said Kane didn't have nothing to do with it either because she really didn't. Okay. He delegated all the chores to Kane. Sunshine said, I never understood why he was lying so much to Darrell. Hey, real, you say sorry did miss much. Well, you can always you haven't missed much on the call. We talked about P. Diddy and Robert Hinton Jr. Real. So you can catch the replay, girl. It's all good. I ain't mad. I ain't mad. We just listening right now, real. We just listening. Jackie Gates said Darrell is looking like how Nesto know which bond company would take his itch. Well, remember TB1, they supposed to have a friend that have a bond company. Y'all, what was the name of the bond company? It was something real catchy. We get you or something like that. If y'all can remember the bond company name, I think Vicky, you probably can remember it. Put the name of the bond company in here because we get you out, or it's something, something real simple. It's like a phrase in a sentence that you say every day. Jackie Gay say Darrell is now watching this on YouTube just like we are and laughing at him out loud, and Sonya. Right. Him and his wife watching this, Jackie. Okay. Him and his wife. And possibly all their friends, and they might got some popcorn and beers just rolling on this crap. Friday Child said he had to lie so everyone would help him out. And ain't nobody tried to help him, nobody but his wife. Well, his supposed to be wife, because he not even married to that lady at the end of the day. Okay, remember, it's bigamy. Free at last. No, he's not B. William. Free at last, Ebony. Okay, free at last. That's the name of the bond company, y'all. Free at last, because that's who he knew. TB1, TB21. That's why he was recommending that bond company, because those are supposed to be his friends, and they said that they were going to be trying to help him get out. Sunshine say Friday Child, yes, you right. And B. Williams say, yes. Ebony, yes, that's the bond company name. Yeah, Free at Last Bonding Company. Yeah, that's the name of it. I knew it was something easy. Yeah, TB21. Yes, ma'am. That's the name of the bond company. And they had said that they was gonna help Buckwheat, that they was gonna help him get out. That's what they had said to Buckwheat, and that's what he gonna hold with. That's his story, and hell, he gonna stick to it.
So do what now?
I say, yeah, thank you for calling her right back.
Oh yeah, no doubt, no doubt.
Okay. So that's what's going on. I told her, she know who you are.
Yeah, you got.
Wait a minute, y'all. So that's why come Buckwheat so happy, and that's why he went on to his spiel, because when Shirley when Shirley called Darrell, because Darrell, remember, he said his calls go to I think Darrell got his number call forwarded. Y'all know I used to, y'all know this my area, right? I think Darrell done call forward their number. And what he did was he routed the number to voicemail, and he said that he get too many telemarketing calls, so he don't really get no calls, right? And so at the end of the day, I bet Darrell getting calls. He just ain't getting their calls. He don't routed their number to voicemail. That's basically what Darrell done did. But I ain't gonna tell Buckwheat that. Don't y'all tell him. But that's what had happened, Buckwheat. So that's why he's so happy, because he turned around and called Shirley right back, because Darrell want to be nosy. He want to see what Shirley want, but he ain't gonna help her out though.
They ain't got no other holes nowhere else.
No, they got one, but that's a 5-year hole. That one for 5 years, so getting ready to expire in February. So they probably, if I ain't out by then, they probably drop that.
We sorry, Friday.
So that's it.
So if I understand you correctly, you want me to do what? You want me to get with Shirley to get your truck?
Yeah, get my truck. She might have to trade it in or whatever she need to do to get something else, or I got to find out a little runaround car, because she can't really drive that truck. So the truck that she had was a brand new G-Wagon. So they took that because it was in my company name. You got me now? So they put her in the limo and she can't move around. So right now she's staying in a friend's house now. She's staying in a friend's house right now, but they gone and they won't be back till Saturday. So she really don't want to stay with them no more because she don't want to inconvenience them as well.
Well, she eliminate that if she go back to Cali.
Right,
Till you
right,
get out.
right. You're right, right. That's basically what it is.
Darrell say, Darrell say she Darrell said she can eliminate that if she just leave your ass and go to California, just leave you in that jailhouse and quit messing with you and spend her money. Darrell said she can eliminate all of that. Okay. Darrell said just go on back to Cali and she won't have no more problems. You know, she won't have you and nothing else to be worried about, sir. Darrell is funny.
And that way I can just come on to Cobb or go in to another county because they said I can't go back to Fulton County till the case is over with.
Oh. Good deal. All right.
So that's
now I have one of them damn things on my phone that if it's an unidentified number, my phone don't even ring.
okay.
You know. So that's what that is. So a lot of time whenever I'm getting calls, if it's not something that's in my phone, it won't even ring. It just goes straight to voicemail.
Okay. I got
Yeah.
it.
So yeah, that's how I saw her message yesterday and everything because you know it didn't ring or anything, but I saw a message. I'm like, oh okay. So I'll be getting them phone calls and everything because you got all them daggone telemarketers and all that shit be coming in all the time, you know.
Hey,
Yeah,
Shelly Steve,
I
thanks
figured
for
that.
joining
That's
us.
why I told her to text you.
Yeah.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go ahead and talk to her dad since you can't tell her. Just go ahead on and pay my lawyer all the way out. So if anything happens, he'll be paid all the way up. I'll be done with that. But I definitely I try to get him to come see me so I can talk to him before I go to court on the 23rd, so I can tell him what I need to do. But he's been so busy he hadn't even came over here to see me.
Serious?
Yeah, I haven't seen him in 2 months.
Who's that, Manny?
No. Mine is BC Chopper. BC
Didn't you used to deal with Manny?
Manning. No, that's
Darrell say, what? Lawyer ain't came to see you. Darrell just come to be nosy for real, for real. Hey, Shelly C, thanks for being us. Thank you for being here tomorrow today, Shelly C. Darrell say, what? The lawyer ain't came to see you. Now, who you say your lawyer is? Who's the lawyer?
a public defender.
Public
Oh, okay.
defender.
Okay.
Yeah, that's when you first get arraignment.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what that is. Now it was BC Chapel who I deal with.
Yeah.
He's right there in Cobb County.
Okay.
So I might have to, if you get time, to go over there with her, or a set appointment where you can sit down and tell him to come see me, so I can tell him what I need him to do. So far he got my bond, but what happened was he didn't put the bond hearing in until after. He put the bond hearing after when I first got locked up. So
Yeah.
the public defender, they the one put the bond hearing in. He just put his name on top of the bond hearing. So it took 90 days if they hadn't indicted me. So they hadn't indicted me at all on these conspiracies. So that's how I got a bond hearing.
Right,
So they have
sunshine.
to give you a bond hearing and give you a bond if they don't indict you. So I've been here 4 months now. So yeah, I've been here 4 months, and they put that thing on TV last week before I get ready to go to court.
Yeah.
So
Y'all notice how the story get longer when he think Darrell listening and Darrell agreeing with him. Yeah, I've been here 4 months now. Yeah, and they put it all on TV. He getting all excited. He really finna tell the story. Darrell so he whistling and getting it all in. He worried all back. He taking it all in.
that's what's going on. And my co-defendant, they already got bond. She already got a bond.
They out?
No, they bond is like 150, 120,000 cash bond. So they're not gonna be able to make that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, like I said, all my charges should have been heard on the same day, but it wasn't. So what they're doing is bouncing my paperwork around to keep me in here, and that's what I see. Yeah, they've been doing that. They've been putting charges on me, dropping charges, putting charges on me, dropping charges, putting charges on me, dropping charges. That's what's been going on for 4 months since I've been in here.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what's going on. So that's kind of basically it. What's going on right now.
Okay.
So I told her that I'm gonna call her and tell her to do that with him, and see how much little change we got left. And if she gonna stay here, she gonna have to get her little car to run around in. If not, she gotta go back to Cali because I can't go nowhere else. I gotta stay here in Georgia.
Yeah.
So that's it. So we definitely gonna stay married and all that. We already discussed that. So that's not an issue. It's just an issue of me getting out handling this issue here. So basically what it is, I'm being set up. It is plain as day. So that is what it is.
Wow.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to talk to y'all there and say, what? He said, wow. And who is that say he not looking at okay, TB21. He got that from Lil Scooter. Lil Scooter don't look at him when she talking to him either. She looks down like he doing. So he got that from Lil Scooter. But yeah, he dark them eyes, holding that ear, trying to tell his story. Darrell, look out Darrell. Darrell say he listening intently, but he ain't gonna do nothing. He ain't gonna do shit, nothing about what's going on. Darrell say he ain't finna do nothing. I know, Sunshine. I'm over here rolling. This is too funny to me. I got a headache from laughing too much. These comments are funny as hell. They are. They roasting him. They roasting Buckwheat. Beautiful man said the call we listened to LadyteaBug channel. Dion was supposed to pick up the truck. Shirley Strawberry already sent him the money. Shaking my head. Exactly. The Lady Janice said, Nesto, Darrell don't care about your charges. Not at all. No, ma'am, he do not. No, ma'am, he do not. Muffin say, Nesto doesn't realize that he is not that special to delegate people from jail. He think he is, Muffin. He think he's still running the show, girl. Friday said, Darrell saw it on TV, Buckwheat, that pot. Jay Blake say, what that's got to do with you, Buckwheat? Nothing. Not one thing. Everything, nothing he's talking about. And y'all see he threw that in there. And me and Shirley, we're going to stay together. So you can go ahead and help me out and go ahead and try to get her a car. You know, he didn't say that part of it, but that's what he was alluding to so that Darrell could continue to help him. So, you know, my wife, she believed in me. These are trumped up charges. They lying on me. And they're just trying to catch me up because ain't none of this stuff true. None of it. And B. Williams says she will be out soon enough. Darrell said, she ain't doing she ain't doing shit. Is that what he said, Queen? He said he ain't doing nothing. Basically. Wow. Yeah. Friday said, no, they adding charges, not shuffling papers around. Well, Buckwheat say all this is they lying on him, Friday child. Ain't none of this true. All these are lies. Sunshine say, keep you up there for what? And then they got to pay for him to be up there, Sunshine. While he acting like they just holding him hostage for no reason at all. Darrell do not care at all and do not. Lady Janice say her 150,000 K, she's not gonna be able to pay that and didn't, and she still got out. Right, that part. Sunshine and Rain and Garden say Nasty is dry begging. Baby, he ain't dry begging. He moist begging, rain begging. He begging all the way around, Sunshine Garden. Okay, he is begging hard over here, and he begging and he lying is basically what he doing over here, and darken his eyes. Look how shady he look. He looking shady. Darrell looking suspicious. Beautiful man said this is when Darrell was watching Buckwheat on YouTube. Yeah, he been watching all of it on YouTube, so that's why he looking at him like, nigga, you lying. Quit lying, because he know he lying. Nesto could sound any more guilty. Basically, I'm being set up. It's basically he being set up. He has not explained why he would not be set up. Why he would be set up, right? Right, B. Williams. Who gonna set him up, and why would they set him up? Who is he? He is nobody. Why is he so important that somebody want to set him up? Who is he supposed to be? Real said Darrell doesn't give a damn and don't. Psycho Bonnie say y'all gonna stay married, huh? Yeah, that's what Darrell say, huh? Okay. And that's when you know people not believing you when they don't say nothing and they just say, wow, just like him. When he say wow or what, that means he lying or he don't want to talk about it. It's deflection. Those are deflection words, okay? Friday Child say, I think they were looking at a monitor. It's not like they're face to face. No, they're not. They're looking at a monitor. And remember, they said on those tablet calls, the new ones that they have now. Remember, they said they could see each other better now, because at first it was just all cloudy and they barely could see each other. I'm pretty sure it's like a little small face, like, a little small bubble head. Hey, one leg off. You can't look at the devil. Is that what the deal is? One leg? You can't look at the devil. You can't look the devil in his eye. Lady Janice said, I'm being set up. Darrell lowercase wow. Right. Wet begging, dry begging, big begging, nasty begging, just begging all the way around. Any type of begging, that's what he doing, baby. He doing it all. He almost pleading it at this point, in my opinion. In my opinion, he almost pleading with Darrell. Like, man, please, baby, please, 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 buddy, please help me out. I need somebody to come save me. Please, Darrell, please help me. Please don't give up on me, man. Come on, man. That's basically what it's telling Darrell. And Joseph said, notice he never look at Darrell in his eyes. No, he ain't looking at him. But, at the end of the day, he know that he can't hardly see Darrell. But when he's talking to little Scooter, she's looking down like the way he does. And he looks straight in the screen as if he's looking at her. But he can't look straight in the screen to look at Darrell, though, for whatever reason. He got to be all shysty with Darrell. I was hollering at that lowercase wow, right? Why would he have to tell Darrell that they are going to stay married? So that Darrell can continue, so Darrell can possibly think about helping him. That's why, Muffin. In case Darrell have any doubt. Because see, if Shirley don't have any doubt, then Darrell shouldn't have any doubt. If Shirley believe he innocent, then Darrell should do the same in his eyesight.
All right.
Yeah.
Darrell said, all right.
If I need to see any more information, all you got to do is it's a public record. You can look at all the warrants and see what's going on. You will be saying, wow. Yeah.
Yeah, you shift the eyes, Friday.
You know what to do.
Yeah.
You know how to handle it. You know what to do and everything, and just
keep your head up.
You know what I'm saying?
Right, yeah, keep your head up.
I got you. I understand. Okay.
Yeah, ain't a whole lot. You just ride it out. Sound like you got a plan or what have you and everything, and
that's it. Ride it out.
So.
Yeah, that's what it is. I just got to get my lawyer to come see me face to face. However, do this visit thing, so I can instruct him what I need to do, and that we can move forward from there.
You tell Shirley to reach out to him?
Yeah, but she did. But they told her that he don't even come to the office. He goes straight to from the office to the courtroom. So she already tried to set an appointment up with him yesterday. That ain't working. So we've been leaving messages, and I haven't seen him yet.
Damn.
Yeah, not at all. I talked to him one time on the phone when she first hired him, and he said that he got everything under control. So right now, I'm still sitting here. I've seen people have paid lawyers to go in and get the info right on out. Like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I shouldn't have been in here this long at all.
Damn.
Yeah. So that's what it is.
Do you need to get another one? Switch him or what?
Well, I'd like for you to talk to him first to get a clear understanding of what is the deal, why he's not coming to see me, or I just need to hear he's good at what he do. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? He's very good at what he do.
What can we say? He's good at what he do. He's good at what he do.
I need to discuss with my lawyer so I know how to be my best defense on this case.
Yeah.
And I need to be free so I've always been to court, but I just got to be free to be able to orchestrate my life to move on in case the worst hit the worst.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's basically what it is.
In case the worst
you can't move around right now. Yeah, you got no legs.
I ain't got no legs. So
got no legs. Got no legs.
Right there.
All right. Good deal.
All right. Thank you very much, sir.
Peace. Yeah. Peace out, dog. Now, why Buckwheat didn't hang the phone up? Get on back to your life, Buckwheat. Get on back over there to your bunk. So let me go through these comments because y'all funny. Y'all funny. Yeah, Friday Child. They call it shifty eyes. Jay Blake said, yeah, he definitely begging. Friday Child say, chin up. Yeah, Daryl say, keep your head up. You know what to do. Keep your head up. Daryl say, me name is Wes, and I ain't in this mess. Why does he want Daryl to look at his list of crimes? I have no clue. Because it defies his character. If he look at them crimes, then he know that won't be him. That's not something but somebody's character. That's not something that his character would do at the end of the day. So let me get rid of this call and quit playing with Buckwheat. He played way too much. But hold on a sec. Let me put me back up on the screen. Daryl said Daryl ain't promised nothing. No, Daryl ain't even say I'm coming back to see you. Daryl said, you know what to do. Sound like you got it all worked out. I ain't gonna help Shirley out. I don't know why you calling me, telling me about none of this, because I ain't finna do nothing about nothing. Okay, ain't no fun when the rabbits got the gun. Say please, 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 please in my James Brown voice. Exactly, ain't no fun when the rabbits got the gun. I know exactly what song you talking about. When James Brown was on stage, who show was he on? What's that man, the Ed Griffin show or something like that? I forgot the name of the show that he was on. And that's when James Brown was on stage, y'all. Even on that movie that James Brown made. Y'all remember he was begging, please, 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 and he had Bobby to put that coat on him. That's the song that ain't no fun when the rabbits got the gun talking about. So Friday say it's under control. He told you weren't letting. He told you they weren't letting you out. That's right. He said you know what to do. You got it. You got it. Keep your head up, dog. We heard different Nestos. That's right. Talk to his lawyer. Yes, the heck you should be in there, right? And like you guys said, Daryl done already. Daryl been in these YouTube streets. He already know what the deal is. He know Buck we lying, and so he know Buck we supposed to be in there, and that's why come he really didn't have nothing to say. And Daryl said, I'm gonna go down here to see what this ninja wants so he can stop calling me, and telling his wife to stop calling me because I'm tired of both of them. Okay, but I'm pretty sure Shirley wasn't being no bugaboo like Buckwheat would have been. And Sunshine said, Nesto really thought he was going to convince people he was innocent. Yeah, he thought that, Sunshine. Muffin said, trying to micromanage his attorney. Yeah, there to my damn. The attorney ain't came either. And so Nesto thinking he think he getting sympathy from Darryl, but Darryl like shit. If the attorney can't even come see you, then nigga, you is jealous. You is guilty. You sure ain't gonna get out of your attorney. Don't even want to come down there, sir. Jay Blake say so embarrassing, but he has no shame. Don't. Darryl said, Lady Janice said Darryl said a total of 11 words and one do sign. That's what I was gonna say, Janice. I was gonna say, let's play a game. Put down in the chat how many words you think Daryl said during this phone call. Lady Janice said he said 11 words. I say he said 6. Lady Janice, I'm gonna go with half of that. I say he said 5.5. I say 5.5 words because and what he say? Mm-hmm. Mm-mm. I'm gonna give those half words, okay? Because he did say those too. Why did Daryl have on those tight pants? Tight ass pants. I have no idea, Sunshine. Maybe he think the skinny pants is still back in, and maybe he trying to show his shape. I don't know. And Daryl don't look like he the type, Sunshine. Daryl don't look like he the type that keeps up with fashion. Whatever's in his closet, if it ain't all that faded out, he's gonna wear that until the color come off of it, and then he'll go buy some new pants. That's why he got them pants on. Okay, he probably been having them for about almost a decade at this point. And they probably still new to him because he probably see Daryl the type look like he go to work every day and he put his work uniform on. And so all of his leisure clothes, they stay looking good because he in his work clothes the majority of the time. Okay. So uniquely Sonya say, did he say I always go to court? Didn't he have several FTAs for not showing up to court? And did when he got arrested, uniquely Sonya, remember he had 2 or 3 warrants out at that time. I think he had what 3? Yeah, I think he had 3 warrants out when they arrested him. But let him tell the story. Um, they just got him in there, for no reason at all. And everything is a lie. And Psycho Bonus say, did Darrell say more than 7 words? So Psycho Bonus say 7. Nola say, Darrell saying, you effed up real good this time, boy. And did. Beautiful man say, I don't know why he think the warrants made him look innocent. That's why you in jail, Buckwheat. Exactly. Um, but he tell a few people for whatever reason. He told Dre to go look at. He tell all the men. Let's put it like this. He told Dion. He told Dre, and he told Darrell, all the D's. He told all 3 D's to go check out the warrants. Now he never asked Shirley to go look at them. Hey, Senator, thank you for being here today. You at work, getting ready for work, and you listening. Okay, thank you, Senator. Um, he told all his boys to go look at the warrants, but I've never heard him tell Shirley to go look at the warrants. And he asked Lil Scooter had she looked at the warrants, but he never recommended that she pull them up or go look at them. She just did that on her own, and she told him that she was looking at the paperwork. But yeah, he told Darrell, he told Dre, and he told Dion to go to check the paperwork out, but he never told the women to do it. Uniquely Sonya said, yes, that's why he had no bond. Exactly. And everybody speaking to Shelly C. Sunshine, I was thinking the same about the tight ass pants. I keep telling y'all, Darrell don't go shopping like that, And his wife say she is not finna have no other man looking at her man, and she's not finna put him up to date. If he don't care about being up to date, hell, she ain't gonna put him up to date. Okay, yeah, Ed Sullivan show. Thank you. Ain't no fun when the rabbits got the gun. That's exactly what show he was on. It's the Ed Sullivan show. So Sunshine and Rain, that's a whole damn outfit with snug on him. Y'all don't remember when the tight warm-up suit was in style? That wasn't even that long ago. Probably about 9 or 10 years ago. When the skinny warm-up suit, when the skinny pants came out, that's when the warm-up suits came out, y'all. And y'all know Darrell ain't finna go shopping like that. Friday said he said 7 words. Sunshine said he said 15 words. Queen Black say 10. One leg say 8 words and a possible with the and Uniquely Sonya say I'll go with 8 and a. Okay, so that's why I say the 5.5. Uniquely Sonya. Lady Janice laughing. One word, which was bye. Okay, hey TDC, thanks for joining us today. Shelly C say Jackie Gates, I'll do it on Monday. Oh, okay, you just speaking to people. Queen Black say he said wow around 3 times. The word count got me right. Yeah, I wanted to do it. I want to play a game, y'all. How many words did he say? Okay, let's see. Hey, Anissa, thanks for joining us today. Lady Janice say he's going by what Sonya said on those warrants. That's why he confident to tell people to look at the warrants. Okay. The issue is Sonya brain is warped. Nobody will understand the warrants like Sonya. Exactly. And she gonna twist them around. She don't even understand them, Lady Janice. She twists everything around. Everything she reads, she make it out of something that is not even, just like those documents that we just read a while ago about Robert Hinton Jr. How all of that mess was written out. That's how Sonya think. Now, if y'all want to say somebody wrote them documents, I said it was her and gave out Miss Holloway's name. Beautiful May said, yes, he did say he always go to court. I missed that the first time I heard that. Yeah, that's what he said. He said he always go to court. Always going to court. But he going to court, but they ain't letting him out. Hey, Victor DeVale. Hey, little sis, how you doing today?
Hey, I'm off of these white folks' job, off of my black duties.
Girl, you
And
done finished up with your black job?
he goes to court when forced. They have to arrest him in order for him to appear in court. Is what
Right.
he actually means. Um, he should have known right then and there. Daryl, what? As soon as Daryl ain't been. That's not Daryl's first time in a jailhouse. I'm not saying
Yeah,
he's
I
been
know.
arrested, but I'm saying he looks like he does give me like probation officer vibes. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Like, because he just, I would be like nerve. I ain't never, I've been in jail before, but I never visited anybody in jail. Somebody come up to the phone I
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't know the protocol because he just like, when the guy came up and said, "Who you looking for?"
Mm-hmm.
Williams. Mm-hmm.
Williams,
Yeah.
Williams, yeah,
Yeah.
Darrell Williams.
Yeah. He didn't even say
Now
he
he
just
didn't
said
even say Ernest Williams. He
he
just
said
said
William
Williams. Williams.
Williams.
Yeah, like in the military.
Yeah. I mean, so this ain't his first either. This ain't his first time visiting Nesto, or this ain't his first time visiting the jail. So Daryl's like he just sitting there listening, and Nesto just talks in circles, just straight up asking him, "Hey, Shirley, I if you can help, can you help me do this for Shirley?" When Daryl said, "Oh, so she would just be better off going to California," Nesto should that was a key right there. He let so many key silent like notes off that just said, "I'm not helping you."
That part. But wait a minute, Mistress Monica say I'm still on my black job. This cotton ain't gonna pick itself, girl. If you don't stop.
Right.
If you don't stop. But yeah, 7 words beautifully. But yeah, Darrell gave the indication he wasn't into the conversation. He didn't have too many words.
Mm-mm.
He
Mm-mm.
was like, mm-hmm. Oh,
But
okay.
what make him think that everybody is he's the do boy? I mean, and then to
Yeah.
like this to sit there and say, "Oh yeah, well, we're gonna stay married." You gotta throw that in there to like to
Yeah, so he can
continue
help
to,
him. So
yeah,
he
to
can help
continue
him.
to try to validate himself and make himself look good because he didn't got his ass locked up, and
Right.
Shirley ain't in there with him. So or my wife, yeah, my wife still believe it.
Yeah, yeah,
Those are
yeah,
just
yeah. My
my
wife
wife
still
still,
believe in me. She
yeah,
me and
she's
Shirley, we ain't getting no divorce. We ain't getting no divorce.
even though our car's gone, they took our car,
Yeah.
they
What did he say
confiscated.
about but didn't he say she can't ride around in a limo? Didn't he say something about a limo too?
I
I
don't
started to
remember
run it
that.
back. I started to run it back,
Might
but
as well
I,
run it
I
back because I
thought
don't remember hearing about a
I thought he
limo.
said, well, I already got rid of the car. Let me bring it back. I thought he said something about a limo when he was talking to Daryl about the car, but hell, I don't remember where that part of it is. Vicky, we'll be all day trying to find that part.
I mean, he talks in riddles,
Yeah.
algorithms. I don't know. He talks. I don't know. He talking smoke signals. You know what I'm saying? But Daryl was just basically sitting there. Mm-hmm. And
Let
then
I
me
when
went back
that's
to
let me see. Let me
this
see.
attorney that I had when I had did my got my Fed case, and they had to send me back to Kentucky to Cobb County. So
Mm.
this is
It's a diesel, right?
yeah, it's a diesel. Yeah,
Where is it?
it's somewhere. She got to tell you where it's at. This is here in I think it's around the corner from our around about. So I got a few little change I can work with to move around, but I had told her I need to talk to you first before I do that to help her get a car or whatever. She can't get a car, we don't have to. She had to go back to California and stay with her friend. But I might have to get you to pick my truck up and put it somewhere because we can't put it where she's staying at right now because they don't have enough parking. So when you do get it, you have to let it run for a minute before you put it in gear because you got to let the oil run around in the transmission. If it don't, it'll stay stuck for a minute.
It's a diesel, right?
Yeah, it's a diesel. Yeah,
Where is it?
it's somewhere. She got to tell you where it's at. This is here in I think it's around the corner from her, around about 3 or 4 blocks. I don't know, but she got the confirmation that it can be picked up. So she don't have nothing on her, nothing like that. And I told her she can come see me, but I don't know how to do that. Here, I told her to talk to you about that. The four-man hire star to get a visit from here. So basically, she don't have. I can't contact with nobody that she know as her daughter. None of that. I can't contact nobody. That's in the stipulation for my bond.
Hmm.
Yeah. So right now I have
Okay, I can't I
$75,000
can't catch
bond,
it.
so that's
I
nine
thought it was
thousand.
right when
Yeah.
he was talking about this car. Daryl waiting on him because he comes right in and just don't even
he
So
say
how
said
hi.
you
how you
doing today?
doing, but Daryl
What's
didn't
going
have the
on?
receiver up.
Good, good, good.
Yeah, he say how you doing.
Couple issues that I got. Shirley they had confiscated our vehicles and stuff. I'm pretty sure she probably told you that already. Um, she didn't tell you that?
Uh-uh.
Okay, yeah. So they confiscated the vehicles yesterday, and one of my white truck, I got to get it at the pound. So she already paid to get it out. So I was gonna go get my other people to get it, but they don't know how to operate that stuff. And I probably had to get her to get a little runaround car or something to pay for that. and also my attorney, trying to get him to come see me. He's already paid because I go to court again on the
Make
30th,
sure Darrell ain't got to pay
no,
no
on the
money.
23rd of this month. And when I went to court Monday,
Okay, maybe he said get her a runaround car. But I thought he said I thought he had said something about a limo. But he making sure that Darrell don't have to pay no money. You notice he keeps saying, "Hey, my attorney paid for. Uh, we just got to get her a car, and you just got to show her how to drive it. But you ain't got to be out no money. You ain't got to be out no money. Just a little time. Just a little time is basically what he's saying. And hey, you us as what is this? U.S. as in we seniors need love too. Hey, how you doing today? Um, but basically, yeah. He making sure that Darrell don't have to pay no money. Darrell, he making sure Darrell totally understand that he don't expect him to pay no money, none whatsoever. And Marjan so she went from making money and having a job to being homeless because of him. Exactly, Marjan. Vicky, you still there with us? Okay, maybe she stepped out for a sec. And uniquely Sonya said, Nesto sound like a teenager talking to his daddy. He do. He sound like a kid. Um, explaining to Darrell, but he making good and sure that Darrell is gonna help him and that he don't have to pay no money. But then when Darrell get into the situation and Shirley may not have the money or whatever, I guarantee you, she might have well, she don't have to ask him for no money at this point. Because I think she, still basically trying to get by because this still is 2022. And so she may still have a few coins before she start paying for all these different lawyers. Sunshine says, Shirley is not like you, sir. She doesn't have diarrhea of the mouth. Right. And she's not going to go around telling their business like that anyway. That's his forte and that's his thing. That's for him and little Scooter to go around, and just talking, and don't talk yourself up on some extra time, in my opinion. And Excomplicated say, I do not think this is Darrell's first time. And now this is not his first time visiting Nesto. He actually came to see him twice, Excomplicated. I think this is the second time that he come to see him. So Muffin say, listen to Shirley on all these calls. I can see why nobody follow through. To me, it sounds like a lack of communication all the way around. Yeah, and then when Shirley talked to him, she kind of talk around in circles, and she doesn't really
She
explain.
speaks vague.
Yeah, she speak like she's speaking in code as well. So nobody really know. Really don't nobody really know out of everybody. The Scooter don't know what's up. The only person really know what's up, in my opinion, is Buckwheat because he know what he done. And he's trying to juggle all of this mess, and he's trying to keep everybody out of the loop and put them in the parts that he want them in,
Yeah.
and keep them out of the parts that he don't want to be bothered. And Lady Janice said, "Dang it, Darrell, you could have said no instead of head nod. Nesto, you ain't even worth a verbal no from Darrell." And exactly,
Well, he told him straight up. He's like, sound like you sound like you got know what you're doing.
yeah, he said, "Sound like you got it. You got it.
Right.
Keep your head up. Keep your head
Yeah.
up, dog.
Keep
You
keep
got it."
keep your head up. Sound like you know what you're doing. That was I mean, he gave him confirmation right then and there. He didn't say, "Okay, I will do this." I didn't. I will help her, because he didn't come on. He didn't ask him straight up and down like, "I need your help." Like most people, when I this example, when I got locked up 30 days, I was asking people. I'm like, "Listen, I have like, come. I'll release my property to you. Come get my debit card, and I need you to pay these bills for me." That's, but some people were just like, no, I'll just, a lot of people were like, I don't want to come to jail. I'll just pay it for you. Just pay me back. And that was fine for me. Like, okay, I'll just pay you back. I know I had money in the bank. That
Right,
was different. Um, he ain't operating with nothing.
right.
He's operating with zilch. And then you want to tell people, well, let me see, get what was the word he used? Somebody put it in the chat. Got a the change or something.
Well,
What
he tried to make sure that Darrell understand that he don't need no money from Darrell. He just needs services from Darrell. Because he said the lawyer's paid for, the truck is already paid for, and all he need is for him to come and crank it up and let that oil run in there. So
Nobody want to deal with that damn truck. What do deal with that damn truck? First of all, you tell me about that truck. Oh, you gotta let it sit for 67 seconds, and then turn it off. Turn it back on. Let it run for 87 seconds. Let that oil run around again one more time. Turn it off
And then
again.
go kick the tire.
Go
Kick the tire and hit
kick
it
the
on top of the
tires.
hood.
Do the hokey pokey. Turn yourself around. 'Cause that's what it's all about. I mean, that truck's that truck is a money pit in the worst kind of way, and you want her. I mean, I still don't understand why he was so damn desperate to go get that truck. I understand that it was the only truck that they really had to operate with, but you telling her she just needed a little running around car. Well, then let it. I mean, she wasn't concerned about it. Let it go. She wasn't concerned about her credit. Why are you?
Exactly. And he act like he was more concerned about that damn truck than he was when they came and picked that woman truck up. When they bomb rushed her at the beauty shop
Right,
when she had
Barrister.
that when she had the worst day of her life and the most
Mm-hmm.
horrific day of her life. He
Right.
act like that was nothing. He act like it was nothing. She act like it was nothing too, but she said, well, it happens
She's so passive.
and
I mean,
things happen, and I understand. I just told him I didn't want to ride, so she didn't get excited about it either. So that's what made me think that she's culpable of some of this stuff. That makes me feel like you must know some of these calls are not legit or what have you, because you're not excited about nothing. And I get that that the calls are being monitored or recorded, but you didn't question nothing. You act like
nothing.
she act like this done happened to her before though. See,
It has. They've been evicted before. Like
I
they.
ain't talking about being evicted. I'm talking about getting that car repossessed. She
Oh
act like
well.
this ain't the first car that's been repossessed. With the reaction that she had, it gives me that this ain't the first car that these people done came and took, and this ain't finna be our last car, because this is what we do. We're not new to the game. We true to the game. That's the attitude she
Well,
gave me. I could be wrong, but that's the attitude she gave me.
I think she's used to him. It sounds like he's moved cars around, which is his business, which is what he's in there for, or part of what he's in there for. He's moved cars around quite a bit throughout the years, so he's flipped into like what he thinks is the new. Oh, this is newer. That other shit raggedy. And I'm not sure who's up here. I apologize if I'm talking over them.
They
I'll
just
be.
came in. Hey, Friday Child, are you there? Turn your mute button off.
Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm in the car on the way to work.
Okay,
Hey,
okay.
Vicky. Hey, Osana.
Hi.
Hey, girl.
Yeah, I just had to get up here and say something on my way to work. Okay, first of all, y'all know this stuff full of crap. Okay, my thing is with Darrell visiting twice, Nesto loves to call Dre his best friend, but they talk so much crap about Darrell. But when Shirley called Darrell to come help Nesto, at least he showed up. I think he was there to be nosy too, but he showed up. Nobody else showed up for him.
Right. Well, you right about that.
And then Nesto doing all that talking, he was lying. Darrell knew he was lying. That's why he didn't come to the wedding, because he knew that was another lick that Nesto was trying to pull. He knew Shirley was a lick, and that's why he said, "I'm not. No, I'm not coming to that."
hmm And
Dre didn't even have enough.
and he told him, well, she can alleviate that by going to California.
He already knew it. He knew why all the other women left him. Because I think Darrell probably didn't know him as long as Dre, but I think he knew him better than Dre. Like,
Could
knew
be.
his character. That's what I
Mhm.
mean. I don't think Dre knew his character for real, and that's why he's
I
standing
think
by. What
and
you think?
it sound like Daryl was around more frequently, like in the
Yeah,
more
yeah,
recent years than
yeah,
Dre, because Daryl might be of a little more like, I guess I'm not, and I'm using this word loosely. He might be of a little more upper class than a Dre who's a blue collar guy, because
yeah.
I think he met, from my understanding, I think he met Daryl when he was with Carol Lamar, and yeah.
Oh,
I
okay.
thought I thought he stayed close to Dion's mom.
That could also be still with Carol Lamar. Or still, I mean, but again, these are internet rumors. But people in Atlanta do talk. Atlanta ain't but yay big, and people do talk. So my understanding is that he met Carol around the time when he was with her. Now, he could be close, stay close to Dion's mom. That could be true too. But it sounds, he and Dre, they're friends. Like, I have a friend that I've known for, you know, almost 30 years. We can pick up a conversation and we haven't talked in 8 years. So that's
Same.
what that's what Dre and Nesto sound like. It's like I'll call you to tell you my accomplishments. That's what they call you,
Yep.
just to tell. I got this now. How you doing? And Dre is blue collar, and Nesto was trying to like live the high life and pretend like he's blue collar. He's a blue collar worker.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Y'all doing all this bragging, and like I said, when we seen it the first time, y'all, you pulling up in all these nice vehicles, acting like y'all all of this and that and the other. So now I'm finna come up here and see what's going on. See why your ass in jail,
Right.
and see if these rats been sucking on your hair. That's what Daryl come up there for. Cause
And they have
cause
been.
he had very minimum conversation for him. Very minimum.
I mean, he
Yeah,
came
why
up
do
there.
y'all think it was? I'm sorry, Vicky. Why do y'all think he came twice?
I don't know. I mean,
Who knows?
cause he
Do you
came the
think
first
the
time.
Do you
Go
think the
ahead.
wife said that? Because men don't get the details. Do you think the wife said you didn't get what I needed, so I need you to go back?
Hmm. Take your
Well,
ass back up there and get the information I told you to get because you didn't get the right information and you didn't ask enough questions. That's why he came back up there. And
I don't
Yeah.
if
I
this
don't
the
recall
second
the
call though,
dates.
but if this the second call, Vic, he did say she can go back to California. He did do, he did a little talking because the first call he sure wasn't saying nothing. First one he was just gawking like a hawk.
I don't recall
Mm.
the time frame in between. 'Cause I want almost want to say it was it might have been back to back that he came. But somebody who seen them like when they first aired them, please help me out because I can recall they were close. I think they were close in between his visits.
Okay, so they say Carol Daryl is wife and Daryl and Carol's wife was friends.
That's what I
Oh,
thought. That's
okay,
what
that's
I
yeah.
Hey
thought. I
Gina.
thought that was the connection, and that's
Yeah.
why Daryl went up there. But I think that that's also why he didn't go to the wedding
Mm.
Oh,
because his wife
because of
said, "You're
Carol.
not going to that wedding."
Right.
What? That's my friend. She was my friend. Nesto wasn't your friend. Like
Yeah, the
he
what?
probably only knew them through, but he
Through
probably only
Carol.
knew them through Carol.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense now why he
Yeah,
didn't attend the wedding.
his wife sent him back up there. It's like, go find out more, cause she want to know, and I want to know too, cause I don't want you talking to him anymore.
Inquiry minds need to know. Take
Yeah.
your ass
And
back up
Nesto
there and
was
go get the
lying.
information I told you to get the first time.
And I said what I said. You said somebody, I think in the chat, or you said that he was explaining like a child. Now I don't have
Yeah.
children myself, but I raised a lot of kids, so that's exactly how they will come in the house talking. You already know. Oh, cut your ears on, cause they about to start lying. Like, why are you
Yep.
doing all this talking? I ain't even said nothing yet,
Right.
and you done
When your mama
already.
when your mama just staring at you when you walk in the
Yeah,
house, or
And you
your mama catch you because you sneaking in the window or something, or you
and you just
sneaking in through the
talking.
door.
yeah.
You talking 100 miles an hour and so. And that's how he was doing. Somebody said it in the chat. I can't remember who said it in the chat.
Yeah, I was
But
like,
but yeah,
he
they
just
said
talking,
I
talking,
think it was
talking.
TB 21, but they said that he's explaining like a child, and that's what he was doing. And Shirley gonna pay.
Mm,
Shirley done paid for the truck, and we done paid the lawyers off,
She,
and we just need you pick the truck up,
yeah.
blah blah this, and they just arrested me for nothing, and I don't know why they got me up here. And all of it lies, all of it lies, all of it.
Yeah,
and
they just
I,
like if you look at the warrant, you read about the arrest warrant, you gonna see you gonna see that it don't make no sense. No, it's not making sense to Sonya because you haven't read the arrest warrants because you cannot read and
Now
you
you
cannot
understand?
comprehend.
You
exactly.
understand? You
And little
understand?
Scooter can't read either. And I wouldn't have told nobody to read those warrants because the
No,
warrants make him sound guilty as hell. I don't care if you do know him. I would have been like, you did all this.
and then gotta remember this is before the CP, before the essay
Yeah.
charge. So this is
Yep.
all just like like straight criminal activity. He's
Just straight
accused,
criminal
yeah,
activity.
he's
Yep.
accused of having sex with women. He's
Yep.
accused of just adultery, all kinds of things. And if my wife and I go online and look at the warrant, you should know you're not helping him. You can go down there. You can go down there and talk. If she calls you, be nice and talk to her, and then see what he needs one more time, just for her sake. Cause I'm not mad at her, but no,
Yeah.
you
but
can't
but
go. You can't talk to him no more.
But like Shelly C say to my and he snuck it in there that he need to be out like Darrell can just rescue him out of there. Darrell can't do nothing. Darrell need to be out. You act
I
like
mean,
Darrell got and how did Darrell know about Manning? So and that's another thing I want to talk about because y'all put that in there. Darrell know about Manning, so that means Darrell been in these YouTubes too.
yeah. Well, he's been probably been looking
He
online.
watched the hearing. And he watched the
Watch
Yeah.
the
hearing.
hearing.
And
Yeah.
then remember, Carol exposed herself to the internet. She been watching since the beginning too, because she had something to say. So she already told the wife. They already watched the hearing. They know everything.
And
Because
Right.
by the time
Shirley
Carol
can
came
read.
to the yeah, but by the time Carol came to the internet, you could tell that she already had been. She just like us. She probably been here since day one. She probably
Yeah,
watched Storm
listening.
and everybody.
I just
Mhm.
listening. I just listening. But at the end of the
Mhm.
day, um, uh uh Darrell seemed like he's already been out here listening to, and he
Yep.
came up there to be nosy, y'all. He had no solutions, none whatsoever. He
He
didn't
Would
hardly
didn't have
you?
have
no solution.
he didn't have no
No.
comments. He didn't have no disclaimers. He didn't have no solution. And he act like he
No.
really didn't even want to be there. And Darrell didn't go
He
to the wedding.
didn't.
He had a case going on and didn't want to be seen on TV. Okay, so that's beautifully made saying that Darrell had a case. Darrell didn't go to the wedding because he had his own case going on.
What kind of case
See,
he had?
I
I,
don't
I
know,
don't, I
but
don't know either. But I always thought that Daryl was somebody that we don't think that he is. I thought that he
yeah,
went out
I've
there
I
and
always
looked
still
thought
at
that
think
too.
that
Nesto
too.
and told him
I
to shut his mouth.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
don't put me in nothing.
yeah,
I thought him showing up was a threat. Like that's the way I saw it. But everybody's
yeah.
like, he the church man, he the this. I said,
No,
no,
no, no, no.
Daryl is the
I see
No.
it that
gangster.
way too. I see it that way too, Friday.
Daryl,
And
Daryl the
Shirley
gangster that Nesto wanna be.
and Shirley can read
That's
the
why he
documents,
got
but
them.
her Shirley
He
can
got
read the
them tight
documents. Her
pants on and
ass,
stuff.
right, right. And you're absolutely right. And he trying to look incognito. That's why he got them pants
Yeah,
on. People
he
that's
reformed.
guilty, yeah, people that's
Yes,
guilty and got stuff going on, they try to look real like incognito. They try to, not be seen. And in my opinion,
yes.
Shirley can read the documents if she would take the time out to read them, but she wouldn't be able to interpret them because she know nothing
Nope.
about the law. She the only one that can read in this group.
She
Well,
knows what the
I think Shirley would have been reading them the same way Lil Scooter reading them. She already reading it thinking that he innocent and that he being set up. So she not gonna read it the way we read it. She not gonna be
Right,
objective
I think
when
she
she
would
reading.
I think at the time she wouldn't have been objective. I think it would have been
Yeah,
overwhelming for her. Because I
yeah.
mean, you just like you. She really, really put a lot of faith in him. And hearing all that, reading all that stuff about your man, for me, it'd be like, you've been doing all that. They okay? It's not just
Girl,
one. It's not.
I would have
Go,
read them documents so fast. I would have been on that phone hitting him with all that stuff in that warrant because I can love my man, but not to the detriment of me. Not no, I need to know. I need to know these people like, and not just what other people saying. I have to know what's going on.
and
That's just who I
like
am.
I mean, it's one thing. Okay, you want to play the fool for a little bit, but as soon as
Mhm.
it hit the news, what are
hmm
you? I mean,
Yeah,
like, what are you doing?
and she was embarrassed too when it hit the news. That was the most embarrassing. Remember, she covered her eyes up and she was like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah,
And
she
remember, she
hung up
couldn't
on
yeah,
even.
him.
Yeah, she couldn't even hardly
yeah.
talk to
She
him because
did.
she was so embarrassed when it did hit the news. And so it's like and I understand. I don't understand everything about her, but I understand her position as far as the reason why she act like she act. Shirley is the type that She really didn't want to be bothered with nothing. Nesto came in and rescued her so she don't have to do anything, and she just let him take care of everything. And that even goes down to the lawyer. I'm gonna pay this lawyer this damn money, and this lawyer gonna do what they do, and that's all I'm gonna, that's all the involvement in that I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna read no documents. I'm
Right.
barely gonna put some money on your books, and
Yeah,
I'm paying for these lawyers, and y'all handle that. That's the attitude she gave to me. But she
I
also
can
gave
see
me the
that.
attitude. She also gave me the attitude that this ain't her first rodeo losing a vehicle. And Darrell give me the attitude of a kingpin that's trying to be incognito. And like you said, came down there and told that ninja, you better not say nothing to nobody
That's
about
Well,
what
me.
that's what I think. Because last night I found out that I was an OG on LadyteaBug channel. So it's a lot of things that when you grew up like in the crack era and in the 90s and stuff, the way I grew up, a lot of us
hmm
are reformed. A lot of us now we have, stable careers and stuff, but we didn't come from that, right?
right.
But we kind of like cleaned ourselves up now, and that's what Daryl
Hmm.
gives me. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
I
Yeah.
ain't no
He
killer.
got a
Like,
wait a
don't
minute.
don't let these tight pants fool you. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
he
Like, to
got a
us, he look like a lame, but
he
he
got
not
a
a lame.
legitimate
You know what I'm?
he did the pharmaceuticals and got a legitimate business and got out the game. Just like a lot of the
The smart
rappers.
way.
Yeah,
Like Jay
yeah.
Z and 50 Cent. They both did the same thing. They made their money in the streets and then they made it legitimate.
Right. He
Yep,
did it
like
the
I'm
smart way.
old now, so I wear glasses, but people try me. Listen, you don't know me.
She said, to try me though.
Yeah, you don't know me. I'm a little old lady now. But see, I got something else in me, and that's what Dara
Yeah.
gives me. And I think that's why he
Yeah.
went down there and told Nesto, you bet I don't care what you say on this phone, you better not say my name.
You better get it handled though. That you like that when he
You
walked
hand
away,
yeah, you right. He
he's like,
said handle it. Yeah.
yeah, you got it handled. I mean, this to
Mhm.
me that was when I first saw that was almost a year ago when I first saw this video, and it was like, his behavior is a little odd. Like he's not unfamiliar
Mm,
to jail. He's not unfamiliar to like how to behave in jail.
right.
And he knows like not to say anything. Unlike somebody who is a career criminal who can't shut the hell up to save his life. So he came in there like, okay, yeah, all right.
Maybe that's why
Mm-hmm.
Nesto had so many cycles, because he always talking, just like when he asked the police for his wife number and his lawyer number, Erica King. Why did you say that?
I
Why
mean,
did
but
you say that?
he gave them the unlock code.
He Nesto made the block hot. Like, I agree.
Exactly.
I agree with everybody said Erica didn't have nothing to do with that, and he kind of got her caught up. He
Hmm.
made the block hot. They was on their tail for the lawyer stuff, but he made them people go to her house and look and find all that stuff. They hit the jackpot because of
Right.
Nesto.
Like, well, Erica was doing her own scams, and so
Yep.
she had to give up somebody else in order to save herself. Now, yeah, I mean, I don't blame her. I don't blame her. I mean, she's very lucky that she's out. I mean, she still has to start. She can never work like a regular job. I mean, even if she wanted to, she's barred from doing pretty much any kind of
Yeah.
job that a felon could do, unless be a janitor. And
Well, she could go to like Amazon or something, or
I mean,
Walmart. They have like second chance.
well,
The city
she,
got a felony program.
but she's barred from being around like any sort of financial. She can't do any
Oh
financial
yeah,
transactions. I
yeah.
think they limited what she can do on a computer. I mean, so she's really limited, but she's free. She doesn't have to serve a prison sentence unless she messes up. This
And yeah,
man,
when was this visit? This was in 2022.
yes,
Why
No,
didn't Nesto think?
November 2022. But I also
So
want to
this was
say,
after the call that Shirley. This was after when Shirley told him that Lamont was saying somebody was out there snitching on him, right? Why
mm,
didn't Nesto think it was Erica?
who knows? But
I would have immediately thought Erica was snitching on me, and I would have just shut everything down. I would have shut up. He
Well,
never thought that it was Erica
let me
that
just
was
say let
telling
me
on
just say
him.
this though. Let me just say this. Daryl knew
Okay.
about his truck. So
Yeah.
Daryl knew about his truck. Daryl knew something about California. Cause he was like, well, she'll be better off in California. She can eliminate that. She can fix that by moving to California. So how do Daryl know so much about his business if he ain't in his business?
That's true. And the wife know, and Miss Carol Lamar knew too.
Yes.
I wouldn't be
He
surprised if he
probably
was
was
still.
still going to see Carol
I
in
was
that
like ready to
stupid
say that.
raggedy truck.
I was just getting ready to say that. I wouldn't be surprised if he was still like, uh, over there texting Carol, because
Mm-hmm.
his regard for Carol has been, if you watch his whole little Nesto's Buckhead documentary, um, he said that, oh, she's a good woman. She does what she's told. She did divorce him because whatever, he's a scumbag, so she figured that out pretty, early on. But he
Yeah.
he went to, Nesto is a spin the block kind of guy. He will go back around and try to, hit up his old scams. So I would believe that he hit her up, and Carol, she mad because he's still running her name down, saying that I think that's probably why he's running her name down. Instead of all his exes, he brings up Carol
Oh, that
Carol and
she was.
Ebony.
Yep, that she apologized. He loved to
Yeah,
say that. Oh, and
he
Mm-hmm.
Ebony. Remember, Ebony
yeah.
apologized, said he was a good man.
Yeah, Ebony and Carol. So that lets me believe that he hit all of them up. The both of them up.
Yep.
And if he gets out, he gonna definitely go after Shirley, because Shirley was the easiest mark.
Right. But didn't Carol, was it Carol, or was it which one of them was it that that came on YouTube on another content creator's channel? and
Carol.
and
Carol.
okay, so yeah, he
Yeah, she
just
was the one that was messaging none of the other wives,
well,
other than
that's
Edith.
who
I
sent him
think
up
they
here.
told.
That's who sent Daryl up there, and
That's what I think
Daryl
too.
and his wife sent Daryl up there because Daryl done already forward their number, or either call block their number, or either routed them to voicemail, because he made the excuse, cause he was like, well, I can't get no calls, I get all these scammer calls. And then how you know which one is a scammer call? So you ain't taking no kind of calls at all? And
Right.
the jail calls. So you didn't want to talk to him. So Carol done talk to your wife, and your wife done talk to you, and you come trotting down here to get some information from Buckwheat. And also, you want to make sure whatever you and Buckwheat had going on. I'm saying that y'all was in business today, but yesteryear
Yep.
when y'all was in business, you want to make sure that
Yep.
he ain't finna spill no beans about what had happened back in the day.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean,
That's my
well,
conspiracy. That now,
that's
allegedly, and my conspiracy theory. I said what I said. Conspiracy.
no. I
I
very
agree.
much I believe that I think is deeper to it, or I think that's so he somebody said it earlier in the chat that he likes to involve everybody in his he needs to involve everybody in his bidding. He needs to get everyone and anyone involved. So he doesn't mind giving out phone numbers. He doesn't mind making people do what he needs them to do. And Daryl just wasn't with the shits. He's like, I'm out of this. You the one got arrested, not
Yeah,
me.
you got caught, not me, buddy. I got out the
Yeah.
game. I didn't
Right.
get caught because remember, y'all, when he talked to Dre, he didn't even give Dre this many instructions. I mean, he
No.
immediately went, "Hey, how you doing?" and da 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 da,
Yep.
Well,
and asked him.
he thought he was gonna have this person do this person do that person do this. Like he thought he was still running the game, and it is was people have lives. I mean, people are not gonna sit out here and do your bidding just because Shirley don't want to get off her behind. And I recognize that Shirley was in distress mentally and like financially, but yeah, at a certain point, and she finally did make moves, but at a certain point, you got to get up. Like after the first
Yeah.
month, 2, 3 months,
I
like
would have
it's
said 30 days. 30
yeah.
days, you gotta figure it out. Like,
If you don't have a release date or a court date or a bond, then I got to bust a move. Like
Right.
yeah.
I can't sit here. I don't. And she was in an easy position. She did not have a house to pack up. She did not
Nope.
have, once they took her car, even better. Okay, I really can't, I mean, like to be free, that, because to me, that's like freedom almost. You don't have all these,
Yeah.
the possessions bogging you down, and you don't know where none of your stuff is, so you
And
might
she
as well
didn't even
just.
and she didn't even have to escape. She could have just left.
Yeah,
Yep.
really, she was really at a point of freedom when she didn't know where all her stuff was. I mean, I know she's an older woman, so it's different. You get attached to. I mean, and I'm like that too. I get attached to things. It's hard for me to throw a lot of stuff away because I have an emotional connection to a lot of the stuff that I have. But baby,
Yeah.
he trashed all that when he
That's
let
what I
them.
think. He sold it, or he trashed it, or the storage had been gone. Like they have, like they repossessed or whatever they do with the storages. But I think the same thing. First of all, you're not taking all my clothes nowhere. You can take the TV and everything else, but my stuff that's mine, no, I wouldn't.
What?
And how
He didn't
long
give
did
her a
she let it
choice,
sit in the storage? But it was
right?
sitting there, Vicky, because she
Yeah,
was still
paying
she
on
was
it.
living with her friend before he went to jail. Then when he went to jail, girl, then you go get your stuff. It's time to go.
Yeah, I mean, like again, that's a point of freedom for me. You
Yeah,
All you got to do is just go figure out, okay, who got the keys to the storage. Dominique. Yeah, whatever that situation was like with Dominique, because Dominique, it was in Dominique's name, we know that now. And make contact with her. It's like, hi sweetie, I need to get my stuff out of storage. And I mean, if he's for cold foul too for making her continue to pay on that storage, 2,300 damn dollars a month
yeah.
for a storage unit. I girl,
Her storage was like $50 or $60. I mean, I live in Texas, so I don't know.
I think the most I have paid was, and I
Right,
mean for two.
Friday Child. That's what I was trying to tell them. Here in
Like
Texas, you don't.
$75
Yeah,
for the fifth one.
yeah, that's a lot for us. $100, shit, you can get the biggest
Yeah,
storage
and
there
that's if you
is.
go to that's like if you go to U-Haul or something. We ain't even
Right.
talking about these little rinky dink ones. The ones you go just give them cash and got to have no idea or
Right,
nothing.
right.
That's something that Nesto worked out, that it just something wasn't right about that
Shirley didn't have
storage.
enough. Shirley did not have enough friends that were goons. She didn't have enough family. Like I know she had a small family, but let me tell you something. Shirley
She
was
could.
my
She could.
mama, my auntie. First of all, little Scooter would have been stopped seeing Nesto at the jail because I would have been up there every week
Yep.
waiting on her.
Right.
Second of all, I would have been calling and I would have been threatening them. Where my mama's stuff? Where is this? Where is that? I'm
Where
finna
my
call. I'm
daddy
finna. Don't worry
records
about
at.
it. I'm gonna call the police.
But she could
I
though.
would.
She could, Friday Child. She could, but she don't want nobody to know her business.
Right.
They was living in this little
True.
cocoon. He had her in this
That's true.
cocoon with him and her and his crew. And Sheridan only was in that because she was her child. Other than that, she wouldn't
Yeah.
even been in the cocoon. And so
But I
he,
said what I said. He was on the news. After you on the news, I'm about to act the
right,
fool. I'm a win because I'm Shirley Strawberry. Everybody gonna be on my side because I'm
right.
Shirley Strawberry and you are my
But she was still
felonious
believing in him when he.
husband.
But remember, hun, they're lying. They're haters, and
They're just
Oh
everybody
haters.
just want
yeah.
her life. And you know,
Vicky, don't start with those voices.
no,
They're
that's me. That's I said what I said. Saying
no,
all of that.
they're
That
they're
you
just
know,
haters, hon.
they
I don't
haters.
know. Lamont said that there's some she's snitching on you, and it could
Yes,
have been someone you dated,
Yeah.
and or dating. Now, she let that slip out her mouth? I'm like, Shirley,
Yeah,
so
why
you
would
you
she say that? Is
right.
that
Like,
someone you're
girl, you know
dating?
your
I
man
would never
dating
ask
people.
my man no crap like that. Cause first of all, but okay, whew,
She
I'm
said, "I want my
reformed,
daddy
y'all.
records back, and I want my mama clothes and her china. Shit, throw that in there too, Chevy Cheve,
Yes,
and my
I would
damn
have been
grand
done.
piano."
I would have been done telling Lamont, yeah, go pop that lock. I don't care what Nesto said. Go pop that lock so I can see that empty storage.
even Lamont
Cause
was
I
like,
know it was empty.
yeah, it
No,
was
but
empty.
remember Lamont, the first time Lamont told Nesto he can go pop the lock, then he
Right.
told Lamont, don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Pop that
Cause
lock.
he already done popped it and he already done sold everything out of it and he didn't want Lamont to know there wasn't nothing in the damn storage.
Right, Lamont, and then Lamont later on
Yeah,
was like, Lamont's like, I didn't want to mess with that storage because it just didn't seem like everything was like working,
on
working
the
out
up and
well,
up.
with that,
Yeah,
and like even Lamont scary ass, I mean, talking about, oh, it didn't seem like it was on the up and up, so I just left that alone, unless an extreme.
That's cause he had went down there and talked to them folks, but I'ma digress.
yes, that's what I think. I think somebody already had put the bug in his ear because he wasn't talking to nobody. He
I think
already knew
the
they was right on
police.
that trail.
Somebody, Sonya, probably, Sonya used to be in contact with him. I always said she was the ops. I said Shirley was the ops and Lamont too.
Yep,
I feel like he was talking to one of them. He was talking to either Shirley. I don't think he was talking to Shirley. I think him and Scooter done got together and she was like, let
yep,
me handle this. I got it. He really guilty, but I'm gonna try to help him as much as I can. But you stay out of it because I'm gonna need you in my back pocket whenever you go to jail. That's the only I mean, that's just my conspiracy now.
yep.
I
I
yeah,
agree.
Lamont and Sonya have definitely hung out because she confirmed it. She said that they had gone to lunch together and gone out together, probably more than that. To be honest with you, because she don't seem like she has any boundaries when it comes down to men. Period. Like she thinks she can seduce any and all men in her twilight years. So I'm just saying, but but as far as like just Daryl goes, it did. When I first saw it, it gave off vibes. I'm like, who the hell is this? This person doesn't even seem like he would associate with Ernest. I mean,
No,
at the point where Ernest it was in his life, and his life was scamming. This man was at like really he was gutter low. I mean, he nickel and diamond women out of every dollar he can get. How much you got on this card? How much you got on that card?
Day
He
trader.
but Vicky,
Yeah.
remember around that time when he was with Carol Lamar, he was in the church, so he was pulling the church scam. That's how they didn't know he was so low because he was praising the Lord. Remember? So
Hmm.
they probably just thought he was old country bumpkin that got out of prison and trying to get his life together. That's how he weaseled his way into that little circle.
Hmm.
That's what I think.
Yeah, it's giving. His wife did send him down there. He probably has done some, been on the back of that bus with Ernest. They probably shared a lady or two, and he just don't want his wife to know. But he looking at him like, what? What'd you do now? You need me to do? He's like, I mean, he.
It's also given to Vic, and not to cut you off, but it's also given me that like Dre, like even Dre, both of them, Daryl and Dre, both were surprised that his ass got caught up again, right? They both
Mhm.
were
Hmm.
surprised. So Daryl looking at him like, dude, I thought you had stopped all this. I thought we made enough money where you could go legit, and you ain't legit. Now you don't got caught up. Now you want to try to catch me up again. That's what it was giving me, also.
Yeah, and then looking at him like,
Yeah.
wait, you're with Shirley now. Like, what do
You
you?
with
Right.
Shirley
Like
now.
why are you doing this?
You hit the
Yeah.
big lick. What are you
Right.
doing in jail? Like
Hey,
your
Miss
wife,
O'Shea.
because of course everybody thinks Shirley rich. So your wife
Yeah.
is rich. What are you doing? You in jail. You with Shirley Strawberry.
Right. I would
Yeah.
Yep, I
assume.
agree.
I would assume like just from the outside looking in, I would assume being like, okay, y'all are stable, maybe not rich, but stable. Um,
Yeah,
worst comes to worst, but like the fact that they didn't have a house anymore. All right, you could play it off for only so long that you moved from California and now y'all are just looking for a house. But
now y'all look for a house.
weren't y'all just staying over on Bent Creek Manor?
That
Y'all
was
were
Ben
just
Creek. Yeah.
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 Weren't you, what happened? Like what y'all do? Oh, y'all had bugs. So what? Like you couldn't get an exterminator to come out? Oh, okay.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, no, you gonna blame it on Shirley. Oh yeah, yeah, you know how she freak out. I got a crazy wife. She he likes to put it off all on Shirley, but you weren't paying the bills. What were you doing with Shirley's money? So yeah, as a friend, I'd be like, I would be there a little bit, but after a while, I was like, don't. Hey, listen, I'm gonna put about
What was
two.
he doing? If all his crimes are about like conversion and stuff, what was he doing with Shirley money? What do y'all think about that?
Buying cars.
And starting business adventures and just
Right.
just
Oh,
spending
okay,
like
yeah.
he a big spender. And
Right.
then remember
Mm-hmm.
Shan said that the stuff in the barbershop was rented, so he had to
Oh
pay.
yeah.
They was paying Peter, they was robbing Peter to pay Paul. And when you're behind on your bills, it's very hard to catch up. I don't care how much money you're making. If you don't pay
Oh
those
yeah.
bills off, they don't do nothing but get bigger and bigger because
Yeah.
you could continue to have to pay
Yep.
late fees. So you'll get your
Yep.
next month's bill. You're already 2 weeks behind, and then you got to
Yep.
pay late fees on last month's bill. So it's like you never can catch up in some instances. And
And you
and
gotta.
and they didn't have small bills, guys. They had big bills.
No.
Like, was he
Yep.
paying about $1,000 for that damn regular truck?
He's pay. I think it was 900, almost
Shirley
$900. That's
said.
what
And then Shirley said she was paying about what, $3,000 on insurance,
for
Yeah.
Dominique's car, her car, and then God knows what other cars he had on there too.
and then about four to
The
five for
Jeep,
rent.
the this, the that,
Yeah, four or
one of
five
the
for rent.
security cars I think was on there because he
Yeah.
said a charger.
And then he had to pay for that building. He had to pay monthly fees for that. He probably was renting a lot of those cars that he had for security. Some of them he probably, allegedly probably took, changed the VIN numbers, but a couple of them he may have been paying for 'em.
I don't know. I mean, I know Shirley spent, but I have the
Yeah.
right to spend my paycheck the way I want to.
Yeah.
So I mean, I understand that she was paying her daughter's rent. He could sit there and try to blame it. Oh, she's paying, she's giving everybody else money, but
But check this out, Vic. If you got 20 grand worth of bills every month, all you got is what, 22,000 to spend to spend for the rest of it,
here's the
for your
thing.
spending money.
I don't.
That's a
Okay,
lot of money.
listen.
That's
Let's say she spent half of that on rent. Rent and insurance.
Like
What?
rent, insurance, Sheridan's money, the lease for the buildings that he had, some of
What?
possibly leasing some cars. Um,
Yeah,
yeah,
she not. I think she. I mean, probably at the most, I'm just gonna go take a guess then, saying that she's probably spending like maybe 5,000 of that on her own personal
yeah.
expenses, like maybe getting
Like
her nails
clothes, hair,
done.
yeah,
nails.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
yeah.
and
And
that's her right to do
and
so.
he probably made sure that she had whatever spending money that she spent every month. He had to keep that amount in the bank so that she wouldn't know that they were under the way that they were.
And I think you know what? Sometimes women talk too much. I think Shirley talk. Let me tell you something. I spend more money than what I say I spend, but that's like my business. I bet Shirley told him exactly how much money she spent a month.
Right, she
And
did.
that's how he knew how much money
To
to
leave in the
have.
bank.
Girl,
Yes.
you ain't you don't tell the real amount.
And then
Cause
wait a
some
minute, he
stuff you
probably
supposed to
was.
say, baby, I got that on sale.
Yeah, and the whole thing about it was he probably was pinching off of her money, so he got to go
Yep,
do a new scam to put her money back in the bank because she going to go get her nails and shit done on Friday,
yep.
and she going out of town. That's remember he kept a very meticulous schedule of her. You going to work?
Yeah, going
What
to
you
work?
doing?
Where you
What
going?
room?
You
What
sound
Yeah.
like
room
you're
you in?
breathing. You breathing right now?
Breathing, you eating chips. What you doing? He kept up with her like to a T. He kept up with her more than she kept up with her, and that's because he
Yeah.
always was on the edge, and he always knew he had to have a certain amount of money in that bank so that she can, keep doing what she do,
So
and the
that
rest
Coy
of it he
wouldn't
was playing with
decline.
it.
Yeah.
There you go.
Mm. Well, y'all, I enjoyed talking to y'all. Y'all got me to work safely. Now I'm at the plantation. So I'm
Okay.
gonna have to see y'all in the
Well,
chat.
girl,
Thank
go on
you
and
for
pick that
talking to me. I
cotton.
said what I said.
No problem, girl. You anybody welcome up on
Thank you,
stage.
Vicky. I'm gonna
Bye,
see y'all
Friday,
in
child.
a chat. So
Okay,
I'll
well,
see y'all
this
later.
Lady T Bug is coming on at 5:45. So if you can listen while you
I'm
work,
gonna be up in there. I'm gonna be up in there telling her, hey,
she
I'm
can
at
take
work.
you on through the rest of the through the night.
Y'all always do, and I go back and listen to old lives. Vicky on my playlist. I got all kind of stuff.
You got all of us on the playlist, huh?
All
I
on the playlist.
appreciate you. I
All right.
appreciate
All,
you.
all the time. All right, I'll talk to y'all
All
later.
All
right.
right. Thanks. Have a nice night
All
at
right, bye.
work.
Final thought
Thank you.
is
All
thank
right.
you. My final thought is That man, this man barking out orders to a man who never came, who didn't come up there and said, he did not say what you need me to do. He just said what you got going. He's like, what you got going on? What's up? How you doing? That's it. He barely even said that. Now, you want to bark orders at him and expect him to come through? You did not ask. You did not say hello. You did not ask about his family. Nothing. You just said, I got I got this going on. A couple problems. Here you go. You came at him with your problems, and people don't want to hear that, especially when you in a worse situation and you need them. They don't work for you. Darrell did not work for, at least as far as we know, Darrell did not work for him. So you catch more bees with honey than you do barking out orders, incoherent orders at that, on some BS. So Nesto, you can't get mad at that man for his wife saying, "Don't you dare, don't you better not put no money on his books." And then I'm sure if his wife checked his call log and saw, who is this? Who you talking to? Who you calling Boo? Remember he called Sonya Boo one day, so Sonya was over there side chatting with Darrell too.
Exactly.
So I will see you on Lady T Bug's channel. Thank you. I
Okay.
said what I said. You have a good rest of your day if we don't get to chat.
All right, Lucius. I'll probably come up on the panel.
All right.
If she had one tonight. So yeah, I'll see
You
you.
know she been acting funny.
Yeah. She don't want me on the panel, don't get me started.
All right, girl.
All right, I'll see you in a few.
All right, bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye. So guys, if you want to put your final thoughts in the chat, you're more than welcome. I've actually went through all of the comments. I didn't get to talk about all of them, but I did highlight all of them so that they were on the screen. But this has been a great live. Once again, Buckwheat never disappoint. No matter how many times we see it, it's always still funny. It's always still, great to go back through, get everybody's points of views of the channel, and it's always something that you're missing. Okay, and we're getting ready to head out of here. Okay, let me just say, okay, Marjan, I got you. And like I said, I put some more channels in the chat if you guys want to do some totally different content. It's a lot of content creators that I follow. So if you kind of get tired of Buckwheat story, because sometimes it can be mundane. Sometimes you do want to do something different, and sometimes nobody just ain't talking about it, and you want to go to another channel. There's a lot of other channels that Marjan put in the chat. That you can take advantage of, and if you want to do some different content, then you're more than welcome to visit those chats. Oh, thank you, Jay Blake. I appreciate that. So I'll see you guys at Lady T Bug's place. Yeah, we've been talking about you, Lady T Bug. I know you probably was getting off your job, driving, and then getting ready for your show, but we're getting ready to head over there to the front porch and discuss this some more. And you guys have a great night, and I'll see you in Lady T Bug's chat. And even after I finish, if you look at this live on your computer, then everything that's in the chat, you'll be able to just open up the panel. Okay, Friday Child, you'll be there. Just open up the panel and you'll be able to see these other channels that we put in the chat in case you missed some of them. And so, Marjan, I got it. I'll pull up Vicky's and SBK's. Thank you, Sunshine. I'll see you guys later, and have a great night, everybody. Good night.
Join the channel is what you need. True crime stories, secrets they'll feed. Say them gossip and political heat. I said what I said, bring to me. Truth comes but we're never late, yeah. Diamond stories is our fate, oh no. But the progress that voices speak. True fall. We got the scoops, we covering it all. From high society to those secret calls. I said when I said stories that will sprawl, yeah. Truth turns far, we're never late. Oh, no stone unturned, we're here to relate. Well, what's your name? Welcome to the channel, it's a bubble streak. Subscribe and join the channel every week. rinse their teeth. Say that gossip and political heat. I said what I said, bring to me. Truth comes, but we're never late. Yeah, diamond stories is our fate. Oh no, welcome to a place where voices speak. Tune in now, indulge every week. Who's in the spotlight? Who took the fall? We got the scoops, we cover it all. From high society to those who recall. I said what I said, stories that will sprawl. Yeah, truth turns why we're never late.